FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
The NBC Nightly News.
Legacy isn't handed down.
For NBC News, I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
It's carried forward.
Tom Yamas is there for us.
Firefighters are still working around the clock.
As the world changes, we look for what endures.
We are coming on the air with breaking news right now.
We look for a constant. And from one era to the next, trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet, Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool will be paid out in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT.
By texting 26022, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Tax Lien Code. Message and data rates may apply. Terms apply. Available at taxliencode.com.
Imagine waking up and not needing to rush. No commute, no emails, no boss. Just coffee, sunlight, and the freedom to choose. That's the power of tax lien investing. It's been around for over 200 years, used by banks, hedge funds, and the wealthy. And now, finally, it's being taught right here in Orlando. It's secure, predictable, passive income, backed by real estate and mandated by state law. And it pays you, sometimes 15 to 35% returns. You don't need to own property. You just need to see how it works and how to do it right. We've taught over 100,000 students, and we'll teach you for free at a live masterclass right here in Orlando. If you're ready to start building real wealth through tax lien investing, this is it. Text CLASS to 26022 to reserve your free seat. That's CLASS to 26022. But hurry, seats are limited. Text CLASS to 26022.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Of course, fun in the sun is one of the first things you think about when living in Florida. There is a price to living in paradise, though, and it's called the Atlantic hurricane season. But don't worry, because new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen can help protect your home. And here to help me tell you why they make such a difference is Chelsea from Renewal by Andersen.
Thanks, Deborah. Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim Impact Windows and Doors are engineered to withstand high-velocity impacts, meaning these windows and doors provide enhanced protection against flying debris during storms, keeping your home safe and secure.
Just like the weather, I'm sure Renewal by Andersen has a hot deal to help you get started. Chelsea, what are you offering in June?
Deborah, we are so excited to announce Renewal by Andersen's 30th anniversary sale. Buy one, get one 30% off windows and patio doors.
Plus, as always, 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months.
Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613. Restrictions apply.
Are you shopping for hurricane impact windows? Get your free quote now, reeswindows.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025. What's
lots to get to today. From short men are in trouble to a New Orleans escapee begs Trump for help. And the Miss Rachel controversy heats up on the internet. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us what we call a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right in the studio in real time. And it is, friends, a Share the Show Tuesday. That's right, friends. Woo, that took everything out of me there. You need to share the show. Make sure today is the day that you're telling somebody about the News Junkie radio show, live stream, and podcast. Spread the word. Hit that like button over on the YouTube video. Pass along a link to a friend. Say, hey, I like Sean. Hey, I like Sabrina. Hey, I like, I don't know, C-Lane. Here's a link to the show. Enjoy. And then somebody will listen to you. I assure you they will, and it'll spread the audience just like that. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday?
Good. Ready to share?
Except
yeah.
For just a tiny little sliver of my drive here, I thought it was Wednesday.
Oh, that hurts. Yeah. It's a little painful. At what point was the realization true and real and just absolutely hitting you?
Meeting time.
Oh, no. You're like, that's right. That's right. Got a lot more week to go. But here we are, friends. We want to hang out with you, and we'll see what's on your mind with a bunch of dispatches today. All you need to do is join us with your comments over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. I'm going to have to pump up the volume on this one. I just know I will. I'll pump it up more as we go. But one of the guys who remains on the loose from the North Carolina prison escape is now making videos online.
Good.
He's making
That
videos.
makes sense.
Why not, right? Like, this guy is out on the run, and he's like, Trump, I need your help, man. It's like he's calling out to President Trump to help him out. Now, I'm no lawyer, but I don't know that you could, like, go for a pardon while you're still on the run. And I think you need to button it up first.
I mean, it's certainly a stretch. But dare we say impossible?
I don't know. Maybe anything's possible these days. But I really feel like you might want to get back to the jail where you escaped from. And then at that point, you could go, hey, Trump, there was a huge mistake here. I need some help. He's not quite doing that. We can't see exactly where he is, except for that he's in some apartment. It says kitchen on the wall, so the people there know where the kitchen is.
So what was this posted on, though? Like, there must be a way to get, like, an IP address.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah, but probably. It said the story says that it was posted on Instagram. Let's see what the guy actually says here. It is, just so you know, Massey. Antoine Massey is his name. Antoine Massey is the prisoner. Still on the loose now, making videos. Here he goes.
I'm one of the ones that was let out the GC. What I want to talk about.
God, rough quality, my guy.
Well, you know, this is his first Instagram in quite some time. He said he was one of the ones that was let out of the prison.
He was let out of the prison.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. Let out with all the other people who were and let out and over the barbed wire, right?
Yeah, maybe his argument is that if he was let out, he doesn't feel necessarily the need to just stroll on back.
Yeah. Bootsy says, homie needs a lapel mic. True, buddy. If you want your message to get across to the people, we got to be able to hear you. What is this canned nonsense?
He doesn't even have to be using butt-smuggled items to make these videos. You know?
No, and it would be better if it was a butt-smuggled phone than what we got here. This is really bad.
Like it's in a butt.
As far as why I was in Orleans Parish jail, all type of stuff going on, and they covering it up. They don't care about nothing.
He said all type of stuff going on, and they're covering it up. They don't tell about nothing.
Don't care about nothing.
I got to tell you, Trump's an older guy, too. I don't think he's going to – he'll watch about 3 seconds of this, and you know what Trump's reaction will be? Remember when that reporter was speaking to him with a
foreign language?
accent?
I don't understand what you're saying.
That's right. I mean, peace be with you, I guess.
He said, sounds beautiful, but I have no idea what the hell you're saying. And so he just moves on to the next one. I think he's going to do that to this guy. I think he's going to be like, sounds beautiful, no idea what you're saying, prison man, and we're going to have to move on and get out of here. Let me see if I can find that. Trump can't understand reporter, maybe.
By the way, it is New Orleans. I don't know who said North Carolina, but it's New Orleans was where they escaped from.
Did I say North Carolina?
Maybe.
I say a lot of words. Who knows? Here's Trump, what I'm talking about. I think this is what Trump's going to do with this guy's plea on Instagram.
Please, go ahead. Please, go ahead. Yeah. Blue shirt.
Blue shirt.
Thank you, Mr. President.
The guy.
People in India will naturally welcome your decision to extradite Habu Rana to India back home. In that context, I would like to ask you a question about, in last few years, we have seen several groups in the U.S.
got no idea what this guy's saying right now.
Anti-India voice, calling about separation, terrorism activities in India. Do you think that should continue here in the U.S. as well?
You're going to have to go louder.
Mr. President.
I like that part.
Let's go
That's going to solve it.
And speak English, please.
Can you do it more American, please? This is like, I need you to be a little louder. That ain't going to fix it.
That would be well.
Go ahead.
I think you're right, though. I think there was one with a woman, too.
Oh,
there was? He's done it twice? Oh, okay, he's done it twice.
Decision to extradite Habu Rana to...
I can't understand a word he's saying.
May I, sir? May I?
No, I don't know if we should try that either. Everybody, just move on.
I mean, you're a hot-looking lady, but I don't know if I'm going to understand what's coming out of your mouth.
I don't think we're going to understand what that prisoner said, but he believes he's free. Well, he is free, technically. And he believes he's being held, even though he's not guilty.
Yeah.
And he wants a little bit of help.
At some point, he said... he was trying to get across that he didn't commit the sexual assaults that he's been accused and possibly convicted of. Mm-hmm. But he said, I'm not a raping man.
Is that a way to say that?
I mean, somebody should say, maybe I'm not a rapist. But right. That's not me. I'm not a raping man is what he said.
He said, they say that I broke out. I didn't break out. I was let out. Well, no. Come on.
Your fellow inmates that also escaped let you out.
You also can't be like, hey, I didn't understand the rules of the prison. I thought that if there was a path out, you were allowed to go.
If you're trying to play semantics, maybe he was not the one that put the hole in the wall. Maybe he didn't actually do any of the breaking. It was more the leaving that somebody let him out, and it was a fellow prisoner, not just like a guard or somebody official.
I think he's in trouble. I don't think he's going to get any help from the president, but we shall see. We'll keep an eye on it like everything else. Meanwhile, we're keeping an eye on the tropics out there. And knock on wood, I hope this doesn't happen. All right? I'm really hoping this doesn't happen. There are claims that we could get the first Atlantic storm of 2025 within days. Within days. I don't want this. I don't even think we're official, are we? I don't even think we're...
became official.
Oh, God. No! Frankie's right. There's a warning to be heard here. A disturbance forming off the southeastern United States coast may become the first storm of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Now, this is just a tropical area of low pressure right now, but it's expected to get worse in the next couple of days here. And it's got about a 10% chance of forming into a cyclone in the next 7 days. I don't want to see that happen. I've already instituted the shield across the southeast, which unfortunately will negatively impact our fans and friends up in New York. You folks up there will, if this thing works, it will slingshot it up to you.
I thought the Saharan dust plume was going to save us from any pending hurricanes at the moment.
I heard that from a very untrustworthy source, though, named Christopher Dolores Lane.
No,
that's where I heard about this.
There are plenty of other more trustworthy sources. I wouldn't say that I'm untrustworthy, but there are more trustworthy sources that say that the Saharan dust plume cools the water because of the minimal blockage of the sun to temperatures that are not hurricane conducive.
We altered like 2 or 3 plans this past weekend because of your talking about the Saharan dust plume.
What plans? What did you alter?
Oh, Courtney and I were going to go out somewhere. She's like, no, the Elaine was talking about the Saharan desert plume, and it's supposed to not be as nice on Saturday and Sunday. And we even went out one of the places, and we turned around, and she's like, I don't see the desert plume yet. And we were
it's
literally,
in your lungs, bro.
We were making decisions based on your desert dust plume story. And
it was
nothing.
national news, okay?
I don't know if it was. I don't know if it really was.
All right, Google it. Google it then.
Let's see. I'll try. Dust
www.
plume. I'm going to spell it correctly so I give you the best chance of it working.
No.
Nothing coming up. Nothing coming up.
That's not spelled correctly.
What's it say? It says your search did not match any documents. Unbelievable. And there's like nothing on this Google search. And I spelled it dust, Plume. There's some extras in there. And I just got everything ready to go, but nothing. So we'll see. Right now we got to look for this storm off the coast.
I'll show you nothing.
And hope that it does not form into a storm. I don't want it to impact anybody, especially when I see this story this morning. And this can't be true. I refuse to believe this is true. All right, this is from Reuters. I'm told that they're not fake news at Reuters. But Reuters, I'm feeling pretty fake newsy about this story. This says exclusive. FEMA staff, that's the Federal Emergency Management Association, I believe.
Yep, they have a good relationship with the administration, I believe, of the last hurricane.
It says exclusive.
Agency.
FEMA staff confused after new FEMA head said he was unaware of U.S. hurricane season. Now,
I'm sorry. One more time?
I don't believe this.
Real.
They're suggesting that the head of the U.S. disaster agency, FEMA, didn't know that there was a hurricane season.
Okay, cool.
There's no way.
Oh, that makes
There's
sense.
no way. I could take the dumbest street urchin that I can find all day today. The dumbest, most absolutely, completely shatterbrained basement dweller, street dweller type with like a 15 IQ. And I could go, sir. So I have to scream at them because they can't hear very well. Sir, what is a hurricane season? And this person would know. There is no shot that this person didn't know that we had a hurricane season. I cannot believe that. The remark was made during a briefing by David Richardson, who has led FEMA since early May. It was not clear to staff whether he meant it literally as a joke or in some other context. It doesn't say what he said.
Oh, he's doing a tight 5 as the FEMA head?
There's at least, that would be a funny joke. There's one news organization, if you call them that, The Hill, that says the FEMA chief was joking with his hurricane season awareness remarks.
Does it give you a quote? Because Reuters didn't even give me a quote in the story. Like, what line did he say? Did he go, hurricane season? I didn't know there was a hurricane season. Like, what was it that led us to this?
The outlet said it was unclear to staff members whether the remark about the U.S. was not having a thing was meant to be taken literally as a joke or in some other context.
Has anyone followed up with him since this is now making some major headlines?
I just think there might be 1% of Americans who don't know there's a hurricane season.
That don't live anywhere near the hurricane season area. That makes sense.
Even the people who don't. Like, I think somebody that's far away from hurricanes is possible. You're a little kid. You have to soak in some knowledge. If you know what a train is, you probably know that there's a hurricane season. I think he was probably screwing around or something. It's a little curious that there's no quote. You know what I mean? Like, why don't we have at least a quote of what this guy said? Now, if the FEMA dude, if the person running FEMA legitimately said, hurricane season? Well, what's that? Well, then that's walking papers. Or this is just people not getting when he's screwing around. I don't know. Let us know what you think. Go over to the website, send a dispatch, thenewsjunkie.com. A couple of emails real quick before we rip into everything full force. And Space Coast Native says to tips@thenewsjunkie.com, Aquatica in Volcano Bay. Those are two water parks. We were talking about water parks yesterday because some guy who was 350 pounds or so is suing one of the water parks because he said that they let him go down the slide and then he injured himself because he was too fat.
Yes.
This says Aquatica and Volcano Bay have scales that only the employees can see. And they tell you if you're good or not.
Interesting.
But does that, when he says they tell you if you're good or not, does it just say pass or fail? Or is it like a scale when you step on it and they go, whoa, Mr. 346 pounds.
I mean, and at what point? Because some of those lines, you'll be standing there for an hour, and then you get to the part where they're like, all the water comes in at the beginning of the slide, and then they pull you aside saying, hey, bud, it's not going to work.
Yeah, because they want to scare the fatzos. They want to scare you to make you think not only we have to exercise to go up all those steps, but there's the ultimate shame of having to walk back down if we decide that you're too big for our slide when you get up there. I think it's done on purpose, and it's messed up. And I'm with you, people. I'm with you. I think this is ridiculous.
So you think that it would be you would prefer a pass-fail system to just a screen that says like the actual number and starts blinking?
Here's what I would prefer, especially since I think I've put on 2 or 3 pounds in the last couple of weeks here accidentally. I would prefer this
conservative estimate.
I would prefer that there be like a walk-through area where you go under a sign for the slide, and then secretly they weigh all of the people there. And then there's a small team of very nice people off to the side that goes, congratulations, we got something for you. Come over here. And they slowly take you into a room, and then they go, you were too fat for the ride. We didn't want to embarrass you in front of all those people.
Someone that listens to the show, a good friend of mine, but I'm not going to say the name, said that they went to that water park a couple years ago, and that they weigh you at the very top. That the boyfriend and him were about to ride a 2-rider.
Okay.
He's 220, boyfriend's 200, weren't allowed to go on together.
No way. Even that was too much?
Right at the moment. Well, I mean, I imagine.
Could they go on one at a time?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. All right, because two guys being 200 and 220 is not very big.
It's not. I think it's more like how fast you're going to be going down that slide.
It is.
So you are going to hurt yourselves and those at the end of the slide at the pool area.
Well, when I was growing up, people at the Rapids water park that I went to, every once in a while, you get a fatty on there because they let anybody in. They wanted whatever money at that time in the very early 90s.
All of $20, please.
It was cheap, and you could go, like, you could get a summer pass. I remember you'd go, a summer pass. At the time, they had 4 water slides, no lazy river, a basketball court, and a mini golf thing. And you go, a summer pass to do all of this? What will I do with all of the other days that I have? This is not enough for me. But a couple of fatties would scoop down those yellow slides at Rapids and go right out the side, because as they got their weight was going back and forth, right out the side they'd go. This email continues. The scales don't show them the exact weight of the person. It just gives them a red or green light.
If only we would have kept reading. Half our questions answered.
I hit the pause button there. That's what happens. Let's see. One more. Christopher says about the Trump pardons. He's talking about the Chrisley family, I guess. And the
NBA young blood.
NBA young boy never broke again.
Yeah.
And there was another guy, but he was pardoned, but still in jail because he's been sentenced for other stuff. There's lots of pardons, but this is what he's talking about. I've seen you address the Trump pardons as more of a fact that they're violent recidivists, but he's canceling hundreds of millions of dollars owed to the victims, Christopher says. I know you don't like Reddit, but this is former pardon attorney Liz Oyer speaking out, and she sends something about the consequences of Trump selling pardons. I'm not going to go through this right now. Number one, the idea that I don't like Reddit. I don't like Reddit for one or two reasons. Overall, I do like it, and I enjoy the stories and the communities and stuff. But I think Reddit is incredibly biased off to the left politically. It's just the way the platform is. And then the thing that I don't like is when there's subreddits that are supposed to be about something that's not political, and they're insanely political. Like r/cringe all of a sudden becomes all political stuff. And so those are the things I don't like. But it's such a big platform that there's all these tiny little communities that I love. I love all this dumb stuff. Like Sealand and I follow a community for a software called Companion. There might be like a couple hundred people that care about this maybe out there. But I like to watch what's going on. I like to talk
see
about
people's setup. Show me your setup.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see, there was another post from a guy who runs an adult website, and he's like, here's how I run my website, and here's how cheap like my hosting and all this stuff is. And I found that very, very interesting. I messaged the guy. I'm like, what do you use for video? We're looking at this. And I love that stuff. I just don't like when stuff that isn't political is overtly political because people are weird.
You're getting advice on how to more efficiently streamline the newsjunkie.com from a porn website?
Yeah, this guy knows what he's doing.
Not bad. They have to serve up a lot of ads, too, so...
Yeah, this guy said he gets 25,000 visitors a day to his website, and his monthly fees are like $15 or something.
What you should ask about is... specifically how the ads are served up and and go that route, because they always work so much better than the content you were there to see. They're like, man, this ad came up quick. It came up high quality, and as soon as as soon as I tap to skip it, this load time is pretty long.
Like, are you looking for someone to do something so filthy and I also have a Scottish accent? That played just fine.
It was a whole different world. But as far as the pardons go, I don't like, if that's true, if what you're saying is true, that they are taking away financial payments that were supposed to go to victims. I'll look that up. I'll see what you're talking about.
I've heard a lot of talk about that in regards to Chrisleys.
Yeah, that
the pardoning them cancels the restitution.
But the restitution to whom? The federal government? I don't care that much about restitution to the federal government. I don't care about that as much. I care about federal restitution or restitution to individuals, people who are wronged. And if that's the case, I don't like it. I don't care about it for the government. I care about it much, much more for actual people. Anyways, just wanted to answer the question that we veered off from. We got a lot to get to today. We're going to talk about many a thing as we roll along on a Share the Show Tuesday. And when we come back, short people, absolutely, short men melting down right now. What's going on in the manlit universe that is causing this massive meltdown? We will go over this together and assert whether it is right or wrong. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3.
Go, Mike Squad. How we doing? Share the Show Tuesday. Hey, quick note for you. Quick note. Do not forget, the merch is up and available. We are just about 50% sold out already, barely one day in. So go over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com, grab your beach shirt or tank top, whatever you want. Get your magnet. Get your magnet along with it. Do it while you can over at thenewsjunkie.com, because those are going absolutely fast. Beha says, who designed this shirt? I have questions. What are your questions? Because I have no idea who the person's name was who designed the shirt. I just took some basic stuff and sent it over on a website for somebody to do. I thought I was melting down because of the heat, says Anthony. Anthony, how tall are you? Why did they pick such a bad font? I like the font. I think it looks good. I think it looks beachy. I low-key want a TNJ purple tank to wear to city matches. Thought about purple. I don't know if we've ever done anything in purple, but we should before too long. Give us purple? Maybe next time. Behov, it's not for you, it's not for you, okay? Everybody else, go support the show. Those of you who actually like us, unlike the evil and mean Behaw, go to thenewsjunkie.com, snap one up. Sean doesn't understand the sports reference? Well, I mean, I know that Orlando City Soccer is purple. Purple with a yellow logo? I stand right by where Sabrina does her on-field stuff. Yeah, I mean, even I know that it's purple. Oh. It's a little bit better with the banana. What is going on with that thing? Let me see that.
It wouldn't open on the top. I had to open it the other way.
This is backwards.
I know, but it wouldn't open.
You reverse open the banana. What do you mean? It's not a Capri Sun. Why'd you open it upside down?
Because it wasn't opening the other way.
What do you mean it wasn't open?
It wasn't opening.
It's a banana.
I know, and it wasn't opening here.
I've never had a banana not open.
You don't eat very many bananas.
Not as many as you do. Almost makes you think. Gay.
Why would it be gay for me?
Banana. Wiener. No, stop talking about that. See you later. 3 minutes, everybody. Reverse opening is easier on a banana? Vicky says, please don't make me mad, Sean. I come from a family of short men and they are awesome. Okay, chat. The time has arrived. The time has arrived. We need full honesty here, okay? Full and absolute honesty. It is now time for you to post your height, your official height right now. Go ahead. See you later, Nick. 6'2". Beha, I know you're not 6'2". 7'9", 5'5", 5'3", 5'10". Some of these seem accurate. All right. 6'4", 6'3", 5'11". See, overall, you guys are pretty tall. You guys are pretty tall. 7'9", 100 pounds. Wow. That's an interesting figure you've got there. Just like a Slim Jim. DePencil Squeezer says the perfect height of 5'9". We're talking about this for a reason. Short men are melting down everywhere. I lost almost 2 inches from osteo issues. Tammy, I live in fear that if I use that measuring tape over there, that I won't be 6 foot anymore. 90 seconds. Stretch Armstrong in the chat. Damn, Tammy, that's some old person shit. Hey, this is going to happen to you too. Every one of you. I swear to God, I think I might have reached the point where I've shrunk a little bit. Or I'm a little shorter. But let's talk about why short people are upset and should they be. Let's get into that now. All right? Come on. Take a seat, everybody. Here we go.
Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The NBC Nightly News.
From one era to the next.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
Trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Recipients have done the improbable.
This medal is for the man who went down that day.
On Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage, you'll hear about these heroes and what their stories tell us about the nature of bravery. Listen to Medal of Honor on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Medal of Honor and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Most impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors are installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. Visit reesewindows.com.
at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
Kings are big mad today, and I have a lot of questions. And honestly, I don't know how good we're going to be at answering this because none of us are currently, as far as I'm aware, using dating apps. But
no
questions. I have some questions about this because a lot of the short men of the internet are very angry today.
Hey,
now,
they call themselves short kings, Sean.
Those short kings have every right to be angry for various different reasons. Now, I will tell you, of all the things that I hesitate going after, height is probably top 3 on the list because you have no control whatsoever about height. And height.
Didn't we interview a guy that makes people taller?
We did, yeah.
It seems painful and expensive.
It was both of those things. You can go back and check that out on the News Junkie interviews. But the craziest thing is that there is literally nothing more openly discriminated against than short people. People, women in particular, will just be blatant about it.
You think more than men?
Yes,
Dudes
way
don't
more.
make fun of other dudes that are short.
They do, but women will be just absolutely brutal about, like, I will not date a guy under and like insert absurd height here. Like, I've seen all of these women.
I thought you meant women as targets more so than men. You're saying women do more of the bullying or do more of the discriminating based on height.
I think women will openly discriminate against their potential dating partners and just short men in general. I mean, I'll never forget that one season of, I think it was Bachelor in Paradise. And there's a guy out there, like all the other guys, a real good looking guy. He's on the beach. And then he's with this huge group of all of his friends. They have on the Bachelor in Paradise sometimes, you know, the big, like, it's a giant bed under
a day bed.
Like a day bed, a giant day bed.
It's a day bed under what you would like a cabana, like you would rent at the beach.
They break up or make out on that.
They might put 10 people just lounging under that thing during the day. And this guy, good looking guy, he's under there. He's talking to them. They're all being sweet to him. And he walks away from these people. And then the like 10 or so people were like, he's so short. Oh, my God, how embarrassing. Would you date him? I would never date him. That guy's way too short. And they all start just dumping on this guy because he's short and had nothing to do with anything he could change. And he was just stuck with this. And I thought, geez, that must be tough to watch back afterwards.
But is it wrong to say, hey, this is the kind of person I'm attracted to?
Your preference?
I think when you're talking about the laws of attraction, discrimination kind of seems like a heavy word to attach to that.
Let me toss 2 scenarios at you. You tell me which one you think is more common. Number 1, woman in the dating pool goes, I tend to prefer men who are a bit taller. So if you're taller, that's great. Or the other option, I don't date any guy that's not taller than 6'1", right? Like, or these get, miss me with your 5'7" guys and below. It's just not happening for me. I think it's usually not some nuanced, couched thing. I think a lot of times when people are talking about shorter people, especially in the dating world, they're like grossed out by like smaller people, and it's not their fault, and there's nothing that they can do.
They can wear heels.
It's kind of crazy. I agree. People should be able to say, here's what I prefer. Here are what my preferences are. Here's the things that I'm attracted to. I think that's fine. But I think you could do that without like running down all the short people. And it's got to be tough out there. But I guess there's a new feature, even though there's no way, I don't believe that this wasn't a thing on Tinder before. Like, wasn't it a thing? I've never been on Tinder. Wouldn't you put your height on your Tinder profile? Wouldn't that be a thing?
I mean, gosh, I'm trying to think. It's probably been like 4 or 5 years that I was on it.
Tinder profile.
I didn't think it was on there. I think a lot of people gave up that information in their bios, perhaps, but there are dating apps in which it has all the details.
Okay, these are all fake. But if I show you something, will you know if it looks like a real Tinder profile?
I mean,
does that look like a
I
real
could
Tinder
reach out
profile?
to someone who I feel like I know is on Tinder.
Yeah, or somebody send one over, like do a screenshot. Because what I'm seeing, it says like Tom, 24, journalist at Bustle Digital Group, lives in Berkeley. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Okay.
They're like your Instagram. This actually does not say. It might be cut off, but it doesn't say the person's height at all. The thing that I'm looking at, that I'm
Not
watching.
before his anthem. I can only imagine what that is.
No, yeah, the anthem is cut off, unfortunately. They're not going to show us even here. Unbelievable. But they're saying that there's a new feature, all right, that they're going to be adding to Tinder. One new Tinder feature has been controversial. A new trial allowing paying users to use height as a filter. It's raised the ire of self-identified short kings concerned about heightism. Hinge, on the other hand, already has height as a filter, they say. And on some of the apps out there, they've been working to verify the height of the users, making you pose with
That's so embarrassing.
a tape measure next to you. So you have to prove how tall you're saying.
But do these services or do these platforms not have already put in features that discriminate in other ways? Like, can you say, hey, well, first of all, man seeking man or man seeking woman.
Yep. No T boys.
Not all of them have the no T boys check mark, but some of people, they get tricked too often. But like, can't you say, hey, I am a Caucasian male, and I am interested in and check off the ethnicities?
Yeah, I think you can, as far as I know. I may be wrong about that, but I think you can not only do that, I think you could say things like...
things that you wouldn't be able to do if you were a restaurant owner and say, I only want my customers to be yada, 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 yada. But when it's dating, it's different. It's a personal thing.
Yeah, but let me tell you why, in particular, the verification of height thing is wild. And a lot of short guys, I would get why you'd be upset about this. Because imagine if they had a dating app and they started making men or women verify their weight. Like if you had to have a verified weight on the app,
a recent
people would go nuts. Like if you had to step on the scale and prove what your weight was, and then people could filter by that, people would lose their mind because people get upset about stuff like this. I mean, I remain scared when I'm near a
scale
measuring tape like this. I wonder, I am now 43 years old. If I show you 44 years old, just turned 44 years old. If I show you my driver's license, it says that I'm 6 feet tall. But am I still 6 feet tall?
I don't think you're shrinking yet,
tape
buddy.
right next to you, bud.
I think I might be shrinking a little bit. And I don't want to be like verified radio host height, because if this son of a bitch comes in at 5'11 and a half, or God forbid any shorter than that, I'm full on panic mode. Now I have to rework everything. Now, is it stolen valor to even use my driver's license? I want to be 6 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? I've been 6 feet tall my whole life.
That's the stolen valor you're worried about?
Yes, I don't steal any other valor, so I don't have to worry about that.
Ooh, the Marine thing, I thought.
Yes, my father was a Marine. How often do I have to go over this stuff? Yes. So therefore, I'm a Marine. It's all the same. But 6 feet tall has been a thing. And I can assure you that I am 6 feet tall. Yeah, and that I do verify at that height. But they're going to have you do this. So you'll be like in your Tinder profile, and you have to sit there and like measure up so that you're the right height for who's going after you.
Love is worth it, I guess.
Do the ladies have to do it too?
I don't know. I'm not sure. We need some daters. We need some people who are actually on Tinder and some of these other apps right now.
Because I think there are some dudes who are intimidated by the idea of dating a woman that's taller than them.
Oh, definitely.
So what if they show up to this Tinder date and they go, whoa, 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 you are much taller than your pictures make it look. I am sayonara, bitch.
Yeah, I don't think that's as common. I think the fat thing is more common. I think like, whoa, ho, ho, You were using a really, really sweet picture of you. You don't look like that anymore. And what are the height cutoffs and stuff? Like, I'm wondering do you think I would measure out at 6 feet still, or can we? When do you start shrinking? Let me ask AI, okay, real quick, just to see if we can get an answer on this. At what point do humans start shrinking? I'm 44 years old. Is it possible that I'm no longer 6 feet tall any longer? Oops. All right. Now,
forward that to the Department of Redundancy Department.
I know. I realized that at the end, right when I hit stop. I said, should have said that.
Around your 40s, it's possible to start losing a bit of height due to spinal disc compression and bone density loss.
Oh, no.
But don't worry. It's usually just a small change. If you feel shorter, a checkup could help.
See, this is what I worry about. And then when I square up.
Small change by 1 inch makes
Rip Sean's bone density.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody has lost any kind of height on this show, it's going to be me. It would be me, who is not as tall as I was when this whole thing started out. I'm a little worried about that. Let us know what you think. Go send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com right now. When we return, we'll get to Death of the Happy Hour. I don't know why that's happening, but it is certainly a thing. And we have to get into a huge controversy for Mr. Walt Disney himself. And this is an interesting twist in his timeline. I did not expect this to be a fight, but let's see what's happening. We'll tackle that together. It is coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
Runaway train, never going back. Wrong way on a one-way track.
Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Tuesday, we are going to be expecting a couple of hit and miss showers along with some thunderstorms, especially as we head into the afternoon and evening hours as a warm front pushes through. Otherwise, temperatures won't be nearly as hot as a result of the showers and storms, along with some overcast skies. So plan for highs right around the mid-80s, even higher chances of rain as we head into our Wednesday, before we expect slightly lower chances into the weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is...
Go, Mike. Go, Mike Squad. How are we doing? I'm going to go band crazy today, by the way. I'm feeling it. I've already banned one person. More on the way. Did Sean remove the crowns? What are the crowns? What are you talking about? All right. You got to be honest here. Be honest. Well, I'm leaning over. Right there. Be honest. I gotta be there. Every bit of 6 foot. Mr. Predicto, am I still 6 feet tall? Let me know.
The answer you seek is yes.
Yeah. Best news in a while. Feeling good, feeling 6 feet tall. Who got banned? Don't worry about it. Try an inversion table if you're feeling a little bit short. That seems like hocus pocus to me. CNJ4 says crowns are not removed, those just aren't chatting. What is a crown? What are you guys talking about? Your dumb says 5'10", 220 pounds. Me or you? Two minutes left. Mark it on the wall so we can see your digression. The reverse of being a kid and going up. I'll just start putting little marks there on the side. I like it. 90 seconds. Just identify as taller. I don't think Sean is 220. I'm not. Though I won't get on the scale with like jeans and all this stuff. No way. What was I the other day? 207, which was very frightening for me. I don't think I'm actually that heavy. All right, we're coming back. Here we go, everybody. Hello? Okay, see you later. Be safe. I gotta go. Gotta go back.
eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Big news for drivers. Presets have landed on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with iHeartRadio. Access your favorite stations, podcasts, and playlists instantly right from your dashboard. Try the free iHeartRadio app on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and take those presets for a spin.
This Father's Day, grab great gearhead gifts at Summit Racing. You'll find parts, tools, accessories, apparel, and more. Or give the perfect card, a Summit Racing gift card. Fast shipping, massive inventory, and expert tech advice are a click away at summitracing.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by Eye Candy Energy Drink. Taste the sweet life.
Home of the world famous game of magnets. This is the
Very summer heavy design. Shirts, tank tops, all the good stuff you might want. Get them while you can. They're available over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. Question for you.
Answer.
And I think I know where you guys are both going to land on this, Sabrina and C-Lane. I could be wrong. But there's a big controversy that's been boiling for a while. And word has it that they're going to bring back Walt Disney as a robot. They're going to bring back like a Walt Disney animatronic robot.
Like they have with the
presidents and all
of times.
Did they not have one of him before, or did they have it and then they removed it?
I don't know. This story was suggesting that they hadn't done this before, and that Walt Disney, they said, according to one of his relatives, his granddaughter, Joanna Miller, she says she was 10 years old when she lost her grandfather, Walt Disney, in 1966, and she shared him with the world, and she said she's very upset, very upset. She said that she does not want to look up on stage and see a robotic version of her grandpa, Walt Disney.
When did he die?
He died in 1966.
So, I mean, it's been quite some time, gal.
It's a long time. But she says that he never, ever wanted to be a robot. So this is the great affront to his legacy to bring him back as a robot. I mean, is that like a very 60s take? Because do you think people now would be mad if you brought like robot versions of them back? I wouldn't. Would you be mad?
A little bit more used to what robot versions of ourselves would look like.
Yeah, like
I don't think I would be mad. It depends. Is it still going to be based on my personality and do the same things that I did?
Yeah, maybe it's loaded up with some clips of you, and it's like it's monitored your social media accounts for your movements.
Yeah.
And it's maximized its ability to like really replicate you.
So long as it's ready by my funeral. So I can really throw people for a loop.
I feel like you wouldn't be upset by it. And I feel like Celine wouldn't be upset by it. I don't really know if I know anybody, even though I hate robots. And I think that they're dangerous.
Older people have a different idea of what robots were going to be. They base it off of the Jetsons.
I think it's less about the people who are being recreated being upset with it. It's more about the family members. Like, it would be really creepy if, say, if something happened to me and then you had robots, Elaine, and my poor son is very confused or just freaked out and he doesn't know what to... Yeah. It's Dada.
Dada, sorry. How could I mess that up? I think that in this case, she's saying that her grandfather, Walt Disney, explicitly said he did not want to be a robot.
Which is weird because he has at his theme parks halls of robots.
Yeah, he was like on the forefront of creating those robots.
Some of them so scary looking.
Mm-hmm.
That bear one.
You know,
so crusty and scary.
They said when the Abraham Lincoln robot was first unveiled, I don't know if it was at the World's Fair or where it was, but Disney's version of this automaton, this animated robot of Abraham Lincoln for the president's display. They said when the Abraham Lincoln robot was first put on display, it was so scary and real to people that they used to throw pennies at it and stuff to make sure it wasn't an actual human being. They were scared of the Abraham Lincoln robot. And then one time it had a melt, and it looked like, Abraham Lincoln is like bleeding out.
That was not a good call by the engineers.
That wasn't an accident. That was because robot John Wilkes Booth showed up.
Got him.
And got him again.
I would not be offended, but is this a thing? Like, are you guys out there? Are you listening right now? Would you be offended if your loved ones or just anybody made a robot of you after your death? And we're assuming this robot is fine and not doing anything offensive or anything. Like, if they made a robot of me and it was doing terrible things, I would not be a fan of that, right? I would want, it would be a bad representation of me if that was the case. But if they just made a robot that was like, hello, I am Sean Watson, and the robot just kind of said hello, radio, whatever.
Accurate. That's very accurate.
I would be fine with that.
Every radio guy says radio a lot.
Radio. Whatever. You would be fine with that, I think. But she's not. She says people are not replaceable. You could never get the casualness of his talking. And she's fought for this for quite some time. And she does not want them to do this, even though they're I guess, ready to unveil a Walt Disney robot at some time soon. So where are you at? Would you let your loved ones do this to you? Or would you be offended if they brought you back as a robot? And if so, why? Please let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. We're taking your dispatches. Those are rolling in here on a Share the Show Tuesday. We got a bunch of people talking about the height discrimination thing, where I almost measured myself during the break. And then
Did these people even reach the microphone?
Somebody in chat said that I should start doing the lines on the door, and then it's like the reverse of when you're growing up.
That'd
like
be so cute.
You start going downwards now, like as I get older and older. That's embarrassing.
I mean,
I
it's
don't
a lot
want
to
to
do
do
with
it.
posture. Isn't there something that came out last couple years that just us as humans are starting to get smaller?
Well, they
because of our
said
lean.
in the story that I was seeing about the Tinder saying that you could like verify your height and height requirements and all the different things that were making short people angry on the platform. They talked about how and I think this happened to you, Sabrina, like if your discs start to like fuse together or
Hey, how dare you? They're just herniated.
Or if you like even like a herniated disc kind of situation, that can take your height and reduce it down some. And then you're not whatever height you thought you were.
All that makes sense. And just a natural progression of the human body, you get shorter. Your ears and nose get bigger, and that's it.
As far as you are aware, you are how tall right now?
5'6".
5'6".
Mm-hmm.
And
don't you dare ask my weight.
If do you think if you measured yourself right now that you are completely still at that height, you have not reduced at all, you're definitely still at 5? Like, what would your level of confidence that you would hit exactly 5'6" be?
I'm at like a 95% confidence that I'm still 5'6".
That's high confidence then.
I do believe that I still am that. But is that going to change in the next 5 to 10 years? Sure.
You probably will. Even when you get my age, yeah. You'll start to be...
so long from now.
It's not that far away, okay? You said 5 to 10 years, all right? It's not that far away. See, then, how tall are you and how confident you are of that height?
6'4", 90%.
90%. See, I would say 6 foot tall, and 6 foot tall my whole life, but I'm not at 90% anymore. I'm at like maybe 75-ish or so. It's a little bit, it gets a little more difficult to have confidence in this as every day goes by. And then more and more you go, forget it. I'm just going to keep with what I have in my head. My reality is fine in this case. Let's go to one of the dispatches on this. Here's Baked Ziti talking about height discrimination.
What's up, news junkies?
Hey.
Just wanted to chime in real quick. I'm not sure what it is about the short guys that get so much hate, but I work at an oil change shop, and when we get customers that are angry, 9 times out of 10, it's a height insult, and it really is just like, I think, a degrading thing. Like, they want to talk down to somebody literally and figuratively. You know, they're not getting their way, they're getting upset. And yeah, height, number one. Not sure it's, you know, short stuff. Don't talk to me from down there. You know, it's really messed up.
He says it's disgusting, actually.
Kind of related question. Do you have to be shorter to be in the bay for an oil change place?
You're in like a pit down there?
Yeah.
Underneath the car?
I probably would not thrive as a changer of oil.
No, I don't know. Follow up, Big CD. Let us know. Like, is it tiny down there, and is it like an army of manlets that are underneath the vehicles and turning the wrenches and stuff?
We represent the oil buckets.
It's so mean that people go to this. Because, you know why? Because people feel like if you went to an oil change place and there was a Mexican who was working on your car doing your oil change, and you got angry at them, and you were like, you Mexican MFer, and you just started...
Like, I'm from the Dominican Republic, how dare you?
You start lashing into them for being a Mexican. A lot of people around are going to be like, what the hell? That's not cool. What are you doing, man? But if you do it for the person being short, nobody throws a life preserver to the short person. I've literally never seen a tall person...
You don't need a full life preserver.
I've never seen one tall person come to the aid or rescue of a short person being insulted. I've never seen it once in my life. I've seen hot people come to the aid of ugly people.
To the aid of them.
I've seen hot people come to the aid of ugly people. I've seen black people come to the aid of white people. I've seen all of the things you can possibly see. I've never seen a tall person come to the aid of a short person when they were getting insulted for their height. I just haven't seen it, Baked CD. But do tell us, what's it like down there? Is it tiny? Is it like a whole just land of munchkins underneath?
And do we really need to pay $95 every time I get my oil changed?
Is that how much it costs now? Is it
full
really
synthetic?
Damn. Oh.
And then they're show me the stick, and they're like, I'm like, cool, looks great, guys. What's the point of that?
Is that what they always come out with the air filter, no matter what the situation
And I go, I'm
is?
going to do it myself. That's one thing I did figure out. But they're like, your brake fluid is awful. And I'm like, okay, what else, man? Here's my Groupon.
I'll tell him I have a guy, which I don't have nearly the amount of guys that I'm telling people I have. Like, no, I got a guy, air filter guy. Get great deals on the air filters. I'll put it in myself afterwards. And then they go, oh, okay.
They take care of your trunk, too?
Yeah. They're always very, very skeptical of this because I'm lying to them. We're going to see what you have to say about all of this. We'll talk about the death of happy hour and why that's happening.
No!
Got a whole lot on the way on a busy Share the Show Tuesday, and that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's never been easier to listen to Real Radio 104.1 wherever you go. Make us your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a crash getting cleared up on Severin Boulevard at Curry Ford Road, and accidents reported on Carroll Street near John Young Parkway. Keep an eye out for a car stopped on the shoulder on I-4 westbound near Maitland Boulevard. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways this afternoon. And
Go like squad. Folks, how we doing? Pretty tough over here.
Yeah, I'll show you.
You ain't never sprayed that pepper spray at nobody.
No, but I can.
You want the thing?
What thing? No, I don't want. Oh. Oh, stop it! Jesus fucking Christ!
Sorry.
That's
I just
an
wanted to
assault.
What?
It's an assault. Don't you fucking press that again.
I just wanted to see if you wanted it.
I don't want it.
That's the point of using it, so it
Don't-
doesn't.
don't.
I'm not doing it.
I just heard it on the TV.
I'm not doing it.
Stop it.
I'm just showing you. If you had this with you.
I think
then-
it's silly that I don't think Walt would be against having an animatronic.
No, he loved animatronic.
I know he loved Abraham Lincoln. That's
Can
why
I make an animatronic of you?
Sure.
Why'd you have to think of that so much?
Remember when it went to the World Fair and the hydraulic fluid was red and then he started bleeding out of his eyes?
That's what I said.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should listen to the show sometime.
I was doing stuff. Ah! Stop it! I hate you when you do that!
Hang on. I'll be back. I'm sorry. Oh. 4 minutes. Is there changes going on YouTube? People are talking about the changes. Uh-oh. Oh, no. We get stuck? Hey. Hey, come here. Damn it. You got me? Cameraman, follow. Cameraman. Cameraman, you good? Yeah, we good. You messed it up with the air horn? I might have. I'm not sure. Flats Fisherman says, I don't care about XP bullshit. I don't know what they're doing on YouTube. I can't see that at all. I can't see that. Mess me up with the air horn? That's the point, isn't it? Okay, chat. There's a story today about the death of happy hour. And have you noticed that fewer people are drinking after work? That happy hour kind of stuff is dying? Or do you think that that's stayed the same? You know, gotten better, gotten worse? RIP Chili's 2 for 1. That was happy hour, right? That was a big one. Hang on. Did you say something? Okay. No more cheers? Anytime I go to happy hour, it's always crowded, says Alicia. Happy hour ends too early in a lot of places. I usually don't drink on weekdays. I wonder how much it is people like getting away from drinking a little bit. Or just expensive. But you feel like happy hour would be the place that stayed strong even when everything else was expensive. Because they do have some pretty good deals. Ryan says, I have noticed, seems like more people hang out at home. Maybe it's a post-pandemic thing or a short person thing, who knows? Hard to say. All right, we're coming back. Come on. Come on. Oh my God, I can see the crowns. I can see the crowns. Whoa. I can't see the crowns.
Pieces that also have it, and they may not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name Clay as the promo code at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Well, Trina, now you're in charge of ordering food for the office, so meet my mountain of menus.
So, this should be easy.
Easy as pie. You know the mathematical constant for a circle circumference to diameter ratio, pi? It's super complicated.
In that case, I'll be using EasyCater. It's got everything on one simple platform. Tons of restaurants, dietary preferences, even digital receipts.
But my mountain of menus.
How about I order us some pie?
EasyCater, the easy way to get food for work.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
In just a moment, what I'm about happy hour, which I can't believe this. There's a whole bunch of stories today. This one's from slate.com, but there's a lot of them that I've seen in the last couple of months that say that happy hour is dead. Like people just aren't going to get drinks after work anymore. And I started to think about that. I was like, is it because things are more expensive? No, that doesn't make sense. Happy hour is still actually a place where you can get some good deals and stuff. Is it because less people are drinking with their coworkers, or maybe less people are just drinking altogether? A lot more people are going on to the THC drinks like I've been doing as of the last couple of weeks here. I don't know, but the story is suggesting that happy hour is indeed RIP, and I want to see if you've experienced that. So let us know when we get to that story in a bit. First things first, C-Lane. Your son, Jackson.
Yes.
He's still too young for school, unfortunately. But soon enough, he will be going to school. And so you will have to make a decision when it comes to dropping little Jackson off at school, especially in the state of Florida. And other folks pay attention because this is what's happening here. Under a new law signed by the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, last week, Florida parents will now have to opt in to corporal punishment at the state's public schools.
What?
Okay?
Parents' choice.
The law requires parents to consent either at the beginning of each school year or before the punishment is administered. So maybe you could hear what the kid did and then what the proposed punishment is. And
is there multiple
thumbs up,
levels
thumbs down?
of the corporal punishment? Like,
I don't know.
You can opt in for the ruler versus the paddle versus, I guess, a backhand slap to the face.
This says the law was the result of a 4-year push by a group of University of Florida students who were bothered by a story about a student being hit without parents' consent. So they wanted to ban corporal punishment statewide, at least for disabled children. What? They're corporally punishing disabled kids in classrooms out there? That seems bad.
I thought they only did corporal punishment still in private schools. I thought that was by and large outlawed, especially in the public school system.
This says you might be able to say, if you've got something to the Florida legislature, that we would be able to do something that would be a solution for this. But other people are in support of the corporal punishment. I think it's one of the best lessons I've probably ever had to learn. You want people to be able to punish the kids in class immediately after something is done. So then it comes down to, if you're having to do this, they go, all right, today is Jackson's first day of kindergarten. Congratulations, Jackson. You did it. Yeah.
Hit him.
But we're going to need you, Mr. Christopher Lane, to sign this waiver. Do you want there to be corporal punishment for Jackson if he gets in trouble, or no? Are you against that? Are you against the teacher punishing Jackson for getting in trouble?
Can you opt into, like, instead of a physical harm, that's just emotional damage?
Just yell at him, just run him down a couple of pegs.
Leave him in a dark room, and then all of a sudden something pops up at you.
Am I crazy here? 99% of parents are going to say no, right?
Yeah, I would hope so.
Is there anybody who's listening right now who goes, no, I'm a yes on that? I am a yes if I drop my kid off to school and they say corporal punishment, yes or no for your child? Yes.
Well, are the parents allowed to corporally punish? But did I miss the day of humanity where we're bringing that back? I was always under the impression that the law and the overall demeanor, the attitude towards corporal punishment has gone so far in one direction that most parents don't even smack their children when they're acting up anymore.
Yeah, but I think it's coming back. I think people might be going, we've gone too soft. The parenting has gone too soft. We all of a sudden considered everything like to be abusive. Now, maybe getting the belt out is more common. Maybe
the Bible,
smacking the kid.
The Bible in the backhand, back in the classrooms.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're actually more likely to do. I would think 90-something% of parents would not want this.
How uncomfortable if you're that one kid whose parents are like, yeah, go ahead, beat my child.
In the classroom, too. Is that happening in front of the other kids, too, if they give permission?
Or it's like Matilda, or it's like you have to go into that one room that I can't think of right now.
Auditorium?
No, it was
Cafeteria?
No, she had like a...
Oh, the chokey.
The chokey. Thank you. I knew Celine would remember.
See, but at least at that point when that movie came out, what was that, 90s or something? That was relevant enough that they could put it in a movie and people would go, okay, all right. I really think 90+% of you parents, if you dropped your kid off at school on the first day and they go, corporal punishment, yay or nay? I think they're all saying nay. Almost all of them are going to be saying nay. But if you're a yay on that,
I'd like a pamphlet on my options. Like, don't just say corporal punishment, yay or nay. Mm-hmm. Tell me what the actual punishment is. Yeah.
Look up the bill. It's called HB 1255. Maybe we could see if they say more specifically about this.
HP or HB?
HB 1255, House Bill 1255 in the state of Florida in this case. I just think most people are going to say no. They're going to be like, hard no. If I want to punish my kid, and this is how I would always be, I'll punish my kid. I am not outsourcing the punishment of my child to any teacher, to any principal, to any authority figure at all. I am not. I will be in charge of how my child is punished. I think that's probably the common feeling among parents of kids in school. But we'd love to hear what you think. Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. Did you find the bill, C-Lane?
Yeah.
Is it very legalese?
Probably. I mean, there's a lot to it. It's not just corporal punishment. It says general bill, blah, 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 blah. Provision relating to critical teacher shortage areas, interstate compact on educational opportunity for military children, Florida School for Competitive Academics, use of certain educational funds, emergency opioid antagonists, corporal punishment, background screening requirements for private schools, pre-kindergarten programs. Like, this thing is stacked full of school stuff.
I hate when they do that. That's really a lot of things that are completely not related to one another.
They're all in the school, at least. It's not like vaping and oil drilling.
I know, but if you were just to tell your elected official, hey, I support this, I don't support this, there's a lot of stuff that is much less controversial than a corporal punishment thing that you're adding in.
You could argue that the two things next to each other, emergency opioid antagonists, you could argue that would be something where I go, I think it's probably a good thing to have Narcan in the school.
Yeah,
in case something bad happens. And then corporal punishment, no, I'm not a fan. But it's
some people don't want that, though, honestly.
Narcan?
The Narcan thing, some people are like, no, we shouldn't bail these people out. If they want to do these drugs and risk it, we shouldn't do it out. It's crazy, but I've heard it before. Sea Witch on YouTube says, I got hit in high school for skipping class. My dad offered to hit the assistant principal back. That was it for me and my brother. It never happened again.
Damn.
Cosidia says, when I was a kid, I was a horrible kid, always getting into trouble. Then I went to a school where they hit kids with a paddle. I got hit one time. I walked out of the bathroom. The rest of the year, I was an angel. Never again. The paddle had holes in it, he said.
It's a good paddle.
That's an argument for corporal punishment right there. You're saying that it worked for
How
you.
How bad do you beat your kids now?
Me?
No, I'm talking to the person who made that
passing
comment.
it down the line. Let us know. Follow back up. Is that something you've now passed down and then your kids are going to do this? The biggest question that I'm asking here is, do you think we're rolling back on this? Because we're rolling back on a lot of things in society. Language, for one. I think people got tired of the language Karens, complaining about everything, being offensive.
Not with us.
Don't say this word, don't say that word, and retard in particular, and some of these other words that were just completely out of bounds. And I think people are like rolling back on that and saying, oh, there's some middle ground here.
How's
we don't
the
have
T-word
to go
looking?
full on Karen for word policing. But I don't know that people are feeling the same way about this. I don't know. I don't know that we're seeing some pushback where people go, well, it's time we start hitting our kids again. And therein lies the question I want to ask. Is that happening? Do you see that? Let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. Let's see. Maybe let's work in one dispatch or so here quickly. Some people saying yes on corporal punishment. Some people saying no. Here's one of the no's. This is Justin.
Yeah, so that's going to be a big hell no for me with corporal punishment. If I can't punish my kids that way, then you can't either, Mrs. Teacher. Sorry about your luck.
Take that, Mrs. Teacher. Not acceptable around here.
Yeah, it's weird because when you ask corporal punishment yes or no to these parents or just to these people in a hypothetical parenting situation, is it no because nobody should hit my kid, or no because I'm the parent, I should be the one punishing my kid?
I think more so the latter there. I think more so that, like, think about if you showed up at school and somebody was like, Jackson got in trouble, his teacher obviously punished him by hitting him. I don't know about you, Sealand, but I would melt down. I would be like, excuse me?
Yeah, these days, yes, I would be very concerned. However, a couple generations ago, it was, oh, yeah, the teachers are free to hit my kid, and I'd like to know if they do, because if they had to do it, I'm going to do it too.
Okay.
That's crazy.
You think that's crazy?
I had a trash can thrown at me. That was the extent of it.
I think
Plastic
that there
or metal?
are
Plastic.
I think that there are plenty of people who probably think that we got too much into the world of coddling our kids. And I think there are plenty of people who want to do more disciplinarian stuff, not to be the buddy of their kid, but to be the parent, the father, the mother of their kid. I think that all of those things are probably happening out in society right now. But I refuse to believe that there's a whole bunch of people who just think, yeah, I'll let strangers punish my kid. Because
they weren't strangers. I mean, you form a relationship with these teachers.
Yeah, but a teacher, somebody at school, I don't want them laying a physical hand on my child unless there is no other way.
They restraining, if it comes down to it, but that says a lot of what has to go on at home before and after school. But what happened at detention and demerits and summer school? And is that just out the window, or just going to go smack some kids around?
It would be interesting to hear from some teachers on this, actually. We'd love to hear from you if you're a teacher. Let us know. Here's Florida Girl 314, who is on the other side saying yes on corporal punishment.
Hey there. My kids are much older now, 31, 27, but I always selected yes, and I always made them watch me select yes. My kids never got in trouble.
She's saying, I just use it as a threat. So it was like,
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The thing I said earlier was just you use it as a threat, and the threat is, twofold. When you tell the kid, you should be worried about it whether or not your teacher hits you, because if they do, I'll hit you even worse, or something. That was a old school, good old boy parent mentality, and we probably had a lot more well behaved kids back then.
There's a lot of people suggesting things like that. Certainly in chat.
What do I always say about crime in general? The scariest person to me is the person that does not fear consequence. The moment you don't fear consequence, you are a dangerous member of society.
Yeah, because you're not scared of getting in trouble like a little kid,
right.
or yeah.
So if you dumb it down at the very at a very, no pun intended, elementary level, if the consequence is sitting in the corner or going to detention. Now, detention in Saturday school was something that took up your time. And if I got detention or something like that, I would be in trouble at home too.
Yeah.
But for the kids who don't have that, they just run amok.
Right. And I think some people would go, well, these are for all the kids that don't have parents that are active. There's a one-parent household. Mom's not paying any attention. Dad's long gone.
Yeah,
We
but
need
is
somebody to
that
step
parent
up.
even going to check yes on the
No.
thing? Unless they're just like,
No.
yeah, go ahead, do the work for me.
No, those parents are the ultimate, like, my child is an angel type people usually. That's the way you end up seeing them. We'll get to more of your feedback on this in a moment, plus the story about Happy Hour RIP. This can't be true, but is it? We'll talk about it. That's coming up on the show. And a big prediction for 2025. I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but a lot of people starting to think it is, and a lot of people are starting to bet a lot of money that they think it is. We'll get to that at some point on the show today as well. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. Loud mouths, zero filters, and one very confused FCC agent. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways, clearing up an accident where Severin Boulevard meets Curry Ford Road. There's an accident reported on Carroll Street near John Young Parkway. Keep an eye out for an accident reported on the express lanes of I-4 westbound near Maitland Boulevard. And just travel with caution on the roadways this afternoon. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One is coming back to Las Vegas.
And you can win your way to be there.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Hello. Make sure you get your merch right now, friend. Go do it. Go check it out over on thenewsjunkie.com. Every time you buy merch, an angel gets its wings. Ryan says, did you see, Sean, that the recent Ukrainian drones were AI trained? Wild. I've seen a lot of stuff on that Ukrainian spider web sneak attack with the drones. And to me, the two most interesting takeaways is, one, in the United States and abroad, wherever we have U.S. military fighter jets, which are crazy expensive, a lot of them are actually just sitting out like this. They're just like on a tarmac somewhere just sitting out, and they're at risk that a drone could bomb them. A drone that costs like $1 million could bomb and destroy a whole fleet of these fighter jets that would cost like billions of dollars. That's one thing. And the other thing is, right now in Russia, because of that attack from Ukraine, everybody's freaking out about trucks. So people are like very, very on edge in Russia, and each truck that they see, like semi-truck, they think could be another attack. Farrell Kitten says there are studies showing that kids who are hit or violence was used to enforce discipline resort to violence when they get old during conflicts or disagreements. I'm sure. Look, if you see your parents parenting you in a particular way, a lot of times you don't completely reject that as an adult. I've seen a lot of stuff too, and I don't think it's quite as true, but I've seen a lot of stuff too that talks about if young sons grow up seeing their fathers physically abuse their mothers, oftentimes they are more likely to physically abuse their partner down the road. It kind of normalizes that stuff. All I know is my girlfriend likes a little bit of spanking now and then. So yeah, I can be pro spanking. Okay? Okay? I was literally abused as a child, so I have strong feelings on this? Oh, I'm sure. Brass Monkey DJ or Bass Monkey DJ says, yo, the News Junkie, thank you for the raid last night. Was totally unexpected but appreciated. That goes straight to the mods. The mods are fully in charge on Twitch where the raids end up going. So good job to the mods on that. Love to see that kind of stuff. I wish YouTube had raids like that, where we have a much larger audience. 2 minutes. I say that's good mods though, right? Good mods? Good guy mod? Meanwhile on YouTube, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea if the mods have crowns now, if the mods are out of control or in control. I think everything's good. $90. It's not about the size of the audience, it's about the quality. True. True. All right, we're going to talk about this happy hour story. The death of happy hour. Is it true or no? Let us know what you think. Hang tight.
Complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves.
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BIKE to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BIKE to 321321. That's BIKE to 321321.
Here's what's trending now on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
If you're looking for your new summer obsession, I got you covered. Start with Boy Sober. It's the new podcast about the global dating movement that everyone is talking about. Plus, we have your ultimate summer playlist, and guess what? It's updated weekly with songs of the summer. And we have more explosive reactions from the Diddy trial from Aubrey O'Day. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss what she has to say next.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
Are you shopping for hurricane impact windows? Get your free quote now, reesewindows.com.
Home of the world famous game of magnets. This is the
We'll see about a new prediction that people are putting money on, which I think is insane. But people are allowed to gamble and bet and predict all kinds of things now. There's a lot of money that goes in that direction. Real quick, I want to remind you, we do have a merch drop up right now for you. It's called Beat Shirt. I think you'll love it. Go check it out over on thenewsjunkie.com. If you go to the website, click merch. Go to the website, click merch. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The tanks, the shirts, they're all available for you right there on the site. I just noticed, I guess the double alert doesn't happen if we're live during the show, but you can always just click merch, go to thenewsjunkie.com, click merch. You'll find all the stuff that is available. It is not sold out yet, but it's getting close to about 50% sold out already, less than 24 hours in on this design. It's a nice, very simple one, and there was people demanding this for this year. So for those of you who are like, that's too simple. This is just a fun, chill shirt, all right?
No sleeves, no rules.
It's got a regular T-shirt version or a tank top version, women's and men's, and it comes in 2 colors. So go check it out, thenewsjunkie.com, click merch, thenewsjunkie.com, click merch. Is happy hour dead is the big question.
Over my dead body.
And I would think that happy hour, when things are more expensive, will be like one of the last vestiges of restaurants that were still successful. But there's this whole story right now. Let me see if I can bring this up.
From what, funsuckers.com?
Unhappy Hour from slate.com. And let me see if I can bring this up. And this story says, people used to relish getting sloshed with their colleagues after work. What happened? What happened to happy hour? Now it says unhappy hour. People used to relish getting sloshed with their colleagues after work. What happened? Now, to be fair, going back into the very early years of this show in the current time slot, in the current iteration, we did a lot of like happy hour-ish type stuff. You know, we would all go hang out and have some drinks right after the show, and we would just chill out.
It was
and do
very convenient for the three of us. We all lived much closer to the center.
Zero responsibilities. We came up
It
with
was
great
easier.
ideas there.
Yeah, but I
Came up
don't.
with some really bad ideas there.
Even more.
I don't even think that was us searching for happy hour. It was just like, show's done, let's drink. Here we go. I don't know what would be causing a backlash against happy hour, though. Is it less of a likelihood that you want to interact with your colleagues at work? Is it less popularity for drinking? Because I know a lot of younger generations haven't been as into drinking as, say, like Gen X.
Sure. But they're also still living
millennials.
with their parents, I believe.
Some of them are, yeah. Maybe they don't have the money to do this. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's just simply a financial thing. This says, when Stephen Harrison was in law school during the 2010s, his social life revolved around a Thursday evening get-together with a quippy name common among students, Bar Review. It functioned as a happy hour for those submerged in the muck of legalese, they said. They every single day or whatever they could would go out and they would do this happy hour. But now they're saying it's a titanic shakeup in the American workplace and that nobody's doing this anymore. And it says the change first started during the lockdowns of 2020. Well, I mean, of course, everything changed with that nonsense. But after that, I feel like the bars must have made a comeback. And they're saying, no, I want to hear from bartenders on this. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com or, just send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. This is from somebody who works at a bar, and they said, we give our employees enough as it is. The 40 hours a week they pay us for and often more. Or we give our employers enough as it is. The 40 hours a week they pay us for and often more. Why would you drink with coworkers when you can hang out with your friends or family anyway? And that may be highlighting like a newer trend of my work life is my work life and my home life is my home life. I have my worker buds. We hang out around the office, but when 9 to 5 is over with, you guys chill. We'll see you back at 9. And then you go hang out with your real friends outside of that. Because you don't know. You don't know what's going to cause a bigger rift between you and those work friends. What if you have politics that those work friends don't agree with? What if there could be any number of things that you do or that you like or that you're into? You see how divisive everything is nowadays. Maybe you want to just kind of very much limit who you are at work to that person. And then afterwards, you want to go have a drink with your friends. Not your workers, not your employees, not your fellow employees. Maybe that's the case. That's why happy hour has turned into unhappy hour. Or maybe they're just totally wrong on this. I'd love to see what you think if this is your world. Let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, we're going to work in a couple of dispatches very quickly. Somebody says they're triggered. They're triggered. Here is Shark Bait. It says, you triggered me.
Junkies, what's happening? You know what? We need to start beating our kids again. Now, I'm not saying, like, beat the crap out of them or anything, but, like, like the little paddle in school or, like, your dad threatening, pull off his belt on his belt loops and, give you a little smackaroo. These kids nowadays are just big old pussies. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of walking on eggshells because people got extra sensitive feelings. Get over it. Okay, bye.
Damn. All right. She wants more punishment for the kids. I have no problem with punishment for the kids from parents as long as it's within reason. My problem is just like outsourcing it. I don't dig that, and I'm not going to. I don't like that.
What if it's scared straight on Jerry Springer?
I happen to think
to be very entertaining.
I happen to think a lot of stuff like that is like it's tough because I don't think it's always your fault as a parent, but I think it's a sign of failure. If you are outsourcing the parenting to somebody else, you're like, we want you to go to this school where they have corporal punishment now. No, part of you being a good parent is being the person who also punishes your
sign of
kids.
Failure or laziness?
Both. Or they could both be in play. Like if you just don't want to deal with it and you don't want to be an active parent. But isn't that laziness also being a failure? just in terms of being a parent. Like, these are the things that are required out of you. You are supposed to raise up your kid.
But you can do lazy things that aren't necessarily failures. I mean, depends. It really would be in the eye of the beholder. Like if you were, say, a very well-to-do person with kids, you could be lazy and use your resources, your funds, to pass along a lot of the parenting steps to like a nanny, or a tutor, or different staff members, or what do we find out? Somebody had a private chef, Cardi B's kid, a private chef. And
I have Cardi B's money. I'm totally down to get a private chef.
They're being lazy, but they're not necessarily. Are they failures?
I think so. I think if you're a parent and you're outsourcing punishment to somebody else, you are failing. And I don't mean that to say like you're an irredeemable bad person or anything. I just think that is one of the measures of being a parent, is properly raising up your kids, making sure that they're doing the right thing. And the moment you start to outsource that punishment to other people, like you bring your kid to some military school, I've seen that happen anecdotally in my life, and from my experiences seeing these things happen, they often didn't do anything to fix the situation. It was just delaying the inevitable, that the bad kid was going to do bad things. And all that starts when these kids are young and they just get used to doing these things. But let us know what you think. Maybe you agree with Sharkbait on this one. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Tom Petty may be resting in peace, but his 3-day estate sale was not peaceful at all. Super chaotic. Taylor Swift regained control of all her music, and now I've got the streaming numbers of the Tay Day, and ooh, they're massive. The daughter of the Night of the Living Dead director just released her very own zombie movie, and it's got quite the twist. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Tuesday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson. And for today, we are going to be seeing the return of some wet weather. We're going to be seeing off and on showers along with a couple of thunderstorms through much of the day, and especially as we head into the late afternoon and evening hours. In terms of temperatures, they'll be cooler as a result, with highs actually below normal, only reaching the mid-80s. We'll keep it that way through Thursday, with rain chances slowly but surely letting up as we head to the end of the week and weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
Orlando's premier comedy club and restaurant is the Funny Bone, located at Point Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Michael Blackson, June 6th and 7th.
You like a healthy crackhead. He look like a Rick Ross starter kid.
Check out our star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Full kitchen and bar available, as well as parking discounts for all guests. Follow us on all social media platforms and get your tickets now at orlando.funnybone.com. We'll see you at the show.
What is the cost of doing nothing? I don't know about you, but these months are the highest power bills of the year, and it's making me think about the years I spent without Solar Source. I'm so glad I finally have Solar Source. I started with the pool-heated solar, and I love it. Thrilled that Solar Source now has a pay-as-you-go system where I can save each month, starting at just $99. Want to add the battery backup system for your home? Our pay-as-you-go plan works the same. Start with a small battery that provides critical backup power for your lights and your refrigerator, and then it does all these small loads, and then you could stack them to add more energy as time goes on. It's Solar Source.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
Future health, weight loss.
Want to try Ozempic, but want even better results? You need to try Zepbound with Future Health. It has GLP-1 plus GIP. That's 2 weight loss hormones instead of only 1 for better results. Get access to the best price for Zepbound at futurehealth.com. Join those losing 10 pounds in their first month. Future Health has easy access to weight loss meds like Zepbound or Ozempic for only $3 a day, all from futurehealth.com. These meds eliminate hunger and cravings, while Future Health handles the rest. Easy. Plus, you don't need insurance or have to go to a doctor's office. It's all online. Take the 3-minute quiz at futurehealth.com, see if you qualify, and start losing weight this week. Visit futurehealth.com. That's futurehealth.com. Future without the E.
Future health, weight loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Well, Trina, now you're in charge of ordering food for the office, so meet my mountain of menus.
So, this should be easy.
Easy as pie. You know the mathematical constant for a circle circumference to diameter ratio, pi? It's super complicated.
In that case, I'll be using EasyCater. It's got everything on one simple platform. Tons of restaurants, dietary preferences, even digital receipts.
But my mountain of menus.
How about I order us some pie? EasyCater, the easy way to get food for work. At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
He's smiling, and that alone should scare you. This is
last very long. It'll be sold out status before too long here. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, click merch. And when we're not on air and the live banner's not up, you'll see it right on top of the page. But for right now, go to thenewsjunkie.com, click merch, and take a look at what we have. Grab yours while you can. The next episode in just a moment here. The thing I talked about people betting on was thousands of people, and I kind of like that you have to put your money where your mouth is here, are betting that Jesus Christ will return in 2025. They're actually betting that Jesus Christ will return.
What are the signs that this wager just comes up, or is this every year and we're missing it?
No, this is a newish one because they're saying before the end of 2025, Poly Market, where you can bet on like real world things happening, shows people betting thousands and thousands of dollars on whether or not Jesus will return before the end of 2025.
What are the odds that they're given?
That's a good question. See if you could pull that up. We'll mention it after we get done with the next episode. If you could pull up Poly Market Jesus return or something. I have faith.
I think Poly Market Jesus will do the trick. Yep.
That might.
First thing.
Yeah, there you go. Keep that handy. We'll get to that in a bit. Right now, let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I hope he dies a slow death. I hope he dies the slowest death you could ever imagine.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey,
bro.
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. He is the best. One of the kindest people I've ever met. One of the smartest people I've ever met. And someone, when it comes to big decisions like refinancing or buying your first dream home, anything to do with complications of mortgages and numbers and money, he's looking out for you. You're not going to be treated like a number. You're going to be treated like a friend. And that's why he started the process by going to his website, thatmortgageguyDon.com. Chock full of information for you. But any question you have, direct access to the legend himself. ThatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
79 years ago, 1946, Jacques Haim, a fashion designer from France, debuted a bathing suit. But not your standard bathing suit for those times.
Yeah.
The bikini?
It was two pieces. Debuted in Paris, named it Bikini after Bikini Atoll Islands off the South Pacific, where the atomic bomb testing happened.
Yeah.
So it's like it would split people in two, so why not make a two-piece bathing suit? Thus, the bikini was born. He chose that name because he thought the bikini was so scandalous that people would react to it the way they did to an atomic bomb being dropped. So happy birthday, bikini. 55 years ago, 1970, Ray Davies of this group right here.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, if you want to get tied up in bed, you might have a...
Kinks. The kinks.
Kinks is right. References and songs, but now they're like, bring it on. We want all the commercial monies. So happy birthday to the bikini and Lola Cherry Cola, or lack thereof. Now that we're back in modern times, big congratulations. The news broke at the end of last week that Taylor Swift got all of her music back.
All right.
She really did. All that money you spent on the Taylor's versions of the album recordings was all for nothing, apparently, because
did people spend money on those? Like, were you able to buy them, or I guess you would have had to. That would be stupid not. But I think
they were released on your streaming services that you pay for every month.
Wouldn't most T-Swift fans, Swifties, just go to the streaming services and make sure they're streaming Taylor's version?
You would think, but maybe someone were like, I just want to support her because I know it's all going to her and not Scooter Braun. And now
Scooter Braun sold it a while back. Like, he wasn't a part of this chapter in her music's history.
But she regained all the possession of the music she's ever made, and she bought the rights back from Shamrock Capital, who bought it from Scooter Braun, who scooped them up right under Taylor's nose, and all that drammer. So we now have the numbers of the first day she bought them all back, and they went up a lot. We have her Speak Now. It went up 430% day of the re-release, or the day that she got the power back to her own music, which is a big jump, if you ask me.
I don't understand what's going on here. Did she now bought the rights back, so she didn't have to record all that stuff?
She doesn't have to anymore.
Oh.
So I guess she has both. She's still a billionaire. But essentially, after regaining control of all her music, we have the streaming numbers of her first 6 albums, and they doubled the same day. So Speak Now increased by 430%. 1989 went up 110%. Reputation 175. Red 150. But it is worth noting she never released a re-recorded version of the debut self-titled album or Reputation. Unfortunately, there was a reason behind that.
Why not?
Because she's dead.
Is it as simple as you buy back your music, and so say that the cash flow was just a hose aimed at a bucket?
I wish they told us how much you paid for it.
You buy back your music, did they just move the hose and just point it at your bucket now? And is all that cash just going into your account?
I imagine that's the case. I mean, kind of cool. But I wonder, like, moving forward, that's when you're Taylor Swift when. It's still a big back and forth, but
I'll know immediately when I'm Taylor Swift, guys. If I wake
I'm touching my own boobs.
The day that I wake up and I'm Taylor Swift, I'm taking the day off. At least the first day.
I'm finally Taylor Swift.
Hey guys, look, I have the eyes.
I got the boobs.
And now, according to some new reports, do you know when you've woken up and you've become Kesha?
No.
No.
Well, it's not.
Wake up in
Is that
It's not putting the toothbrush in the Jack Daniels, or
Is it I wake up and my breasts are small and humble, so you don't confuse them with mountains?
no, it's actually when you fillet a banana on a London stage.
Oh my goodness!
Check out that link I just sent to the group chat.
Yeah, I saw this.
Is this any worse than the Sabrina Carpenter thing that happened recently?
I don't know. You tell me, and can you even play it?
Here it is, yeah. All right. She's having a banana. I mean, it's definitely sexual, but...
Yeah, she put the banana right between the male dancer's legs. Happy Pride Month, everybody.
My favorite part of this is she got this dancer, and he's got the banana in front of himself, and she's doing like the sexual thing of keeping going for more of the banana. And then afterwards, she's just got a mouthful of banana that she's trying to eat.
Did she bite it off?
She's trying to be like sexy after she's had 2 giant bites of the banana.
Yeah.
What if in her attempts to be super sexy about it, the banana just breaks off and falls out of her mouth?
Or that they like grabbed a banana that was way past the opening day. There's just brown spots everywhere.
It looks okay. It looks like it's all right.
Yeah, and I'm sure that it made it great. I have so many inappropriate jokes, but unfortunately the Karens of the FCC are still listening. But it was very appealing, according to TMZ, to all the London fans. Downright not safe for work. So I guess we'll see when she brings that banana show to the United States. And finally, I will give you this, a big congratulations.
Yay!
Come on. You never thought it would happen, but he never gave up. 1 billion streams to whom?
Rick Astley.
Oh, really?
Number 1 hit, Never Gonna Give You Up, has rickrolled its way past a 1 billion.
How is that only happening now? The Rickroll has been going on for so long.
Yeah, but they only play probably 15 seconds of it, and so it doesn't count.
I think it's unironically a good song, though.
Oh, it's a great song.
Oh, yeah.
I do have the trap remix, so. It says, following the initial release, went number 1 in more than 25 countries. 2 decades later, a resurgence through the Rickrolling, which, are you ready for it? Tricks users into clicking a link that redirects them to the song's music video.
Oh, my.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So congratulations on 1 Billy Ricky. On the bib tube, we have got, and I've lost my Rickroll, America's Got Talent, Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, 4th season finale of The Cleaning Lady, series premiere of Caught in the Act, Double Life, with Tamar Braxton, I guess, living a double life, and series premiere of 1,000 Pound Roomies, Move Over Sisters. Follow your dreams of me on Instagram, at Sabrina Ambra, and most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. I've been trying to keep an eye on Kanye West. Like, is something happening? Is he turning a corner here? And he hasn't been going crazy like he was, particularly before this. And I also have to tell you, Kanye, after saying, like, I'm not anti-Semitic anymore, which, we'll see. But Kanye West said, I'm not anti-Semitic anymore. And then he re-released his very controversial Heil Hitler song as Hallelujah instead of that. And I have to tell you, it's actually quite catchy. It's actually
I'm good.
A pretty catchy song. I don't know, though. The problem is you can replace words with new ones if you've never heard the original song. And people will be like, oh, okay, oh, cool, this is the song. But if people heard the original song,
that group
they're
of
not
Nazis
going
are so mad that they changed the words. Like, we were finally singing at the meetings.
They're not going to say hallelujah along with you. They're going to say the old lyrics, which are still going to...
like, let's get it started.
Yes, they're still going to be saying, let's get retarded. After all these years, it's jarring for some of us who know that part before. But I'm just keeping an eye on him. Maybe this is some big turnaround for Kanye West, or I don't know. But right now, his latest post is, I feel alive again, but I have to be honest with you, that's 3 days ago. 2 days ago? 2 days ago. So he could be back into crazy territory for all we know. We'll see what happens with that. We'll get to you. Your dispatches are on the way. In jury duty, we got an update on the latest in the Diddy trial. We'll poke around that and see what's going on. C-Lane, when he was over in California, went on a ride on one of these Waymo things, which is a self-driving car, and they're like automatic Ubers, basically. Well, there's some new numbers out that blow my mind. Absolutely. Rock my mind and blow my world. We have to discuss this, and we'll see what you think about it. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Download the all-new iHeartRadio app. Make Real Radio 104.1 number one on your presets, and you could win free stuff at upcoming events.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Traffic starting to slow down on I-4 through the city and through that Lake Buena Vista area between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. You could expect delays on Orange Blossom Trail near the Ramp Junction where Florida's Turnpike and the Beach Line meet. There's an accident reported on Osceola Parkway near Michigan Avenue. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866.
Let's go, Mike. YouTube, an email coming in saying crowns are taking over. Crowns are a new YouTube feature which rewards chat spamming. The more you chat, the more XP you earn. Oh, emailer. I have to tell you about Twitch. Wait till you hear what's going on over there. Wait till you hear where YouTube got that idea from. And they sent along a post of the XP, like I guess crown is the icon for your XP. Oh, this is very early on, the community leaderboard. Ted, number one on the community leaderboard. Is he still number one? Is it still Ted? Congrats, Ted. Sorry, working on some stuff, working on some things. Apologies. Kanye West, anti-Semite, Kanye East, gospel singer. Yeah, I mean, every once in a while I think, like, is this all some big plan, some elaborate plan? And then at the end you go like, this was a social experiment, and actually, here's how I feel about things. Unfortunately, I think that is as likely as Britney Spears being a social experiment. So I don't think that's the case. Joshua says, hope everybody feels good today. Joshua, hope you feel good today. Sean, have you ever thought about a boom mic for Skull Cam? No, this works fine. Yeah, this works fine. If I'm close, it sounds good. If I'm further away, you can hear enough. At least enough for it to work. I'm off to go fail a calc test. See you later. Godspeed, sir. Good luck. What happened to Mr. Predicto? Mr. Predicto's right here. What are you talking about? What do you mean what happened to Mr. Predicto? Mr. Predicto's right here. Been predicting the whole time. You got a question for Predicto? Are the random magnet redemption things still working? Yes, those are still working. Michael Klein says only 64 likes. Come on, people, mash the like button. What the hell's going on over there? Hit like. 64 likes? What? Pathetic. It takes 2 seconds of your time to hit the like button. Go do it, please. I don't think I've been on here long enough to get 4 magnets in a month. Yes, you just redeemed it, somebody said. 2 minutes. Can you ask him if aliens are real? Sure. Mr. Predicto, in all of your glorious wisdom, tell us, please, finally, once and for all, are aliens real? Tell us, Predicto.
That is a likely outcome.
Ooh, nice. Big prediction from Predicto. That's a likely outcome. Don't forget, everybody, get your merch now. I think it's just crossing 50% sold out. So you don't have too much longer to get it. You'll get your magnet with it. Love it. Love it. You get a sticker as well. Shirts and tank tops. Go grab them now while you can. And by the way, if you want like a chill, the News Junkie shirt, this is probably your last chance. We're going in another direction with the next design, but people were demanding this. Too much of the same design or too much of like aggressive. All right, we're trying some different stuff. This is the last sort of like chill design. But make a move while you can. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit merch.
Pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Join the show. Send your dispatch now at thenewsjunkie.com. This
We love to hang out with you. Spend some time with us and grab that merch while you can. Do that over on thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Big thanks to everybody. Honestly, everybody who's grabbed merch so far, who has ever bought merch to support the show. As I was saying to the school mic people.
Our hot merch, you mean?
The hot merch.
It's here at last.
Oh.
Shirts are going fast. Hot merch!
Oh my
That's
God.
fun. I like that.
Is that AI?
So don't delay.
Ready?
Go to thenewsjunkie.com today.
Well
Get
done.
it, folks. Go get it. Get your merch right now while you can. Go to the thenewsjunkie.com website, thenewsjunkie.com. Hit merch and grab it while you can. That's pretty catchy.
Yeah.
I like it.
It'll
Keep
stick
that
with
handy.
you a little bit.
I know. One more time. Come on.
It's here at last. Hot
Yes.
Shirts are going fast. Hot merch!
Yeah.
So don't delay.
Go delay.
Thenewsjunkie.com today.
Oh! There you go. Thenewsjunkie.com. Click merch. Thenewsjunkie.com. Click merch. Thank you, good soldiers, for doing your thing. I have to tell you, Courtney and I were talking the other day. I don't know if this seems weird to you guys. It doesn't seem weird to me. But did you have, when you were younger, a movie that you were like, oh, that's the hot movie?
Like
when
made
when
feel
you were
things?
Usually you were like a teenager, Sabrina, when this movie came out, and there was maybe like a sex scene or one of the people and it was so hot. You're like, oh yeah. Yeah, that was the hot movie. For a lot of people, it was.
I'm trying to think.
C-Lane has made mention of this not that long ago. What's the Nev Campbell one where she's making out with the
Things?
Wild Things. For a lot of young guys, well, guys who are like late 30s, early 40s right now, Wild Things was a movie where we're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And they had like
chicks making out.
Like two big stars at the time making out. Or there's always these movies that are like this. And I was talking about one of them when I was younger. I was like, oh, this movie was, everybody thought it was really hot. Everybody thought all the actors and actresses were like, oh my God. And you got to tune into this. It was like the hot movie at the time. And Courtney goes, oh yeah, we had that too. She goes, we had this movie when me and my friends were watching it.
A goofy movie?
You just have to like fan yourself.
Was it Casper?
And at first I was so confused. I go, are you sure? And she's like, yeah. It wasn't just me. Like me and all my friends were so into it. It was the hottest movie. And I go, I don't remember that being a very hot movie. And she goes, no. The Green Mile. We put the Green Mile on.
What?
And she go, me and all my girlfriends would be like, woo.
Who was it in the Green Mile that did that to them?
So I'm like, was it the big dude? And she's like, no, I don't think. And I said, the Green Mile? She's like, yeah. Me and all my friends, when we were watching the Green Mile, and I go, and she's like, yeah, with Eminem. And I go, that's
8 Mile.
I said,
there's certainly some parts of the Green Mile, like when all those flies leave his mouth.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Gets
I was
me
like,
going.
I was like, you know, it's the one with what's his name, where the bees come out of his mouth or whatever. And she's like, no, with Eminem in it. And I go, oh, you mean 8 Mile? Yeah, okay. Now this makes a lot more sense. Like 8 Mile might have been
Mom spaghetti.
It might have been hot for the girls who liked Eminem at the time, and he was real big and like a sex symbol type dude. I was so confused over that one. It's like the Green Mile just didn't strike me as a super sexy movie.
Next time you guys are looking for something to get steamy with.
Maybe I've missed out. Yeah, I know it's got. Is it Sam Rockwell? What's that guy's name?
Oh, but he's a pedophile in it, so I don't.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Yeah,
but.
Sam Rockwell, who's a great actor. And
especially when he's playing a pedophile.
He's in the new
White
Lotus. Yeah. Season 3 of White Lotus he was in. And Tom Hanks, Michael Clark Duncan, they were all in Green Mile, but it just didn't strike me as hot. So I was very confused until I learned that just a bit of a crossed wire there.
Wrong mile.
We'll go to you. Yes, it's a completely different mile altogether. Because I think she was like, yeah, with the bunny rabbit and with. It's like, what are you talking about? Oh, okay. Now I see. We talked yesterday about this. I guess I should say military maneuver or like military operation by Ukraine.
The drone hit.
The drone takeout, where they launched these drones out of the back of a semi-truck, and it destroyed a good portion of Russia's fighter jets. And fighter jets are really expensive, just in case you didn't know. And there's a couple of things that have come up from this. One, I hope American fighter jets are more protected than these Russian fighter jets were, because although that's a lot of money wasted. But number two, there's some other things that we're seeing going down now about this military operation. So they're saying some guy who used to be a DJ, an ex-DJ Ukrainian, might have been the person behind Operation Spiderweb. They're saying they may have been working on this Operation Spiderweb for more than a month. They've found these Russian truckers, and the Russian truckers had no idea what was inside their trucks. They took a gig. They told the Russian truckers to drive, and they had them drive right by where these airfields were, where the fighter jets were. Then they popped open the top of the back of the semi, and they started flying tons of drones out of there. All these Ukrainian drones were, I don't know if they stopped or what happened, but the trucks were stopped, and you could see all the drones just flying out. Let me see if I can bring up an example of this for those of you watching. But you can see the drones all flying out. Then they fly over to where the here's one of them. This is not a great example, but they flew over to where the jets were nearby, and then just started bombing the things. And a bunch of people started freaking out. And I guess now in Russia, the people aren't trusting trucks anywhere. So they're driving down the street and they're seeing semi trucks, and they think it's a truck full of Ukrainian drones. And like, this is another issue that they're going to be facing right now. These are all kind of bad, shoddy videos of this. But one of them I saw, like, okay, now it's just a giant traffic jam that they said is hitting these different areas because every single truck in Russia is being checked.
Were they not checking trucks before? I mean, that's a go-to.
I guess not.
Way stations.
Yeah, they weren't. I guess they weren't, and now they definitely are. But they just stopped. They stopped these trucks, and they flew all the drones out of them. And I was trying to see if I could find one where it was flying out, but the one that I saw, the top popped off, and they were just coming out of this big container, and then they ended up dropping them. Here's another one. Is this another video of them? This is like a drone footage kind of thing where you could see the huge jet from overhead that they took out, or I'm expecting that they are. Ukrainian drones destroyed 41 planes, showcasing great intelligence success, this particular thing says. Very rare video from Ukraine's best drone unit. Is this? Wait. Okay, here's how it worked. Awesome. So this is...
Ukrainian engineers designed a clever drone launching system disguised as ordinary wooden cabins mounted on the backs of cargo trucks. These mobile containers looked like simple rural sheds, but inside they held reinforced structures, hidden launch platforms, battery charging stations, and remote-controlled roof mechanisms.
So the roof slides open, and there are tons of these Ukrainian drones in there. This is what was on these trucks.
It allowed for drones to be launched either vertically or at an angle, depending on their type, while built-in signal shielding helped them avoid early detection by Russian surveillance. Once these mobile silos were ready, Ukrainian intelligence operatives, possibly with help from local sympathizers, moved them deep into Russian territory. The trucks were quietly driven to pre-selected sites near key air bases, parked in places like forests, farms, or industrial areas.
Okay, so this is suggesting that it might have been Ukrainian or Russian sympathizers who parked them, because that makes more sense that they would park it in ditch. Otherwise, why would the Russian truck drivers, if they didn't know, park in ditch? That doesn't make any sense.
Blended into the landscape. They remained dormant for days or even weeks, with drones preloaded, charged, and waiting for the command to strike. When the time came, encrypted activation signals were sent remotely. The roofs of the containers slid open and the drones lifted off, some vertically, others using ramps or compressed air launch systems for a silent start.
That's crazy.
Because the launch sites were positioned just a few kilometers around 2 miles from their targets, the drones were able to reach their objectives quickly, leaving little time for Russian defenses to react. Operators guided them in real time using live video feeds, steering the drones with precision toward parked aircraft, fuel depots, and radar installations.
What a time to be alive, man. They just flew them right in and blew all these drones up. And now all the Russians are looking both ways to try to see if there's more trucks that they should be afraid of right now. That's a lot of money lost right there. And that's a big deal, honestly. That's a very successful mission. All right, let's get to a couple more dispatches for you. Here is Fish Stallone. Fish Stallone is talking about happy hour being dead.
Are you saying that happy hour is slowing down with coworkers?
Uh-huh.
I'm curious about that because I do kind of my work life and private life separately, but I don't mind a occasional happy hour with coworkers, but would like to go out with friends as well. But the hours in general, like across the board with coworkers or non-coworkers.
All right, Fish Stallone, try a video dispatch next time, my friend. That's my fault that it wasn't working with your phone quite as well as it should. Here's another take. Here's Funny Name talking about corporal punishment with kids.
Hey guys, happy day. Hey. The problem is bad parents raising bastard kids that aren't giving them any level of discipline at all. So somebody has to do it. And if the parents aren't willing to do it, I say the kids get spanked in school and learn a lesson and learn that there are repercussions to actions. Good parents, their kids, they can sign the form and say, hit my kids if you want. But if the kids are good, they're not going to get hit. So, yeah. It's the making up for the lack of parenting is where this comes in.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand saying we've got a bunch of hellions growing up in houses where their parents don't give a damn. I see these families all the time at the grocery store, out in public. You have a single mother usually and like 6 kids running in every direction. This person is totally underwhelmed and totally uninterested in like active parenting of all of these kids. And the kids have no shot. They're going to grow up. They're going to be like, there's no structure at my house. I do whatever I want. Even when I do bad things and get in trouble, my parent steps up for me and says, no, he's an angel. He's a good kid. Leads to bad outcomes for everybody, including the kids. Totally get it. Totally get it. I'm saying from the perspective of a parent, if you're actually one of the decent parents, I don't think you would ever sign up for corporal punishment in schools. Because I think if you're a good parent, you would go, I don't need the assist. I will punish kids physically, especially the way that I see fit. And I'm not outsourcing that to any other human being in the world. This goes back to like the whole it takes a village idea where people would be like, no, it's the whole community's job to raise children. It's the whole community's job to discipline and kiss my ass. What are you, out of your mind?
Yeah, but the theme of it takes a village is not let the village raise the child. It's like let the village help. It takes a village to raise a child is not like carte blanche for parents to be lazy.
But I don't want the village punishing my child.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind like, if the village goes, hey, here's what we saw your kid do. Like, bring up something that my kid has done wrong and then allow me to punish. But just personally, I would never outsource that kind of stuff. We'll see what you think. We'll get to some more dispatches here in just a moment. Over on Instagram, the AI situation is getting quite weird. Now, I can tell you, and let's see where you guys are at on this, but I've used so many different AIs. C-Lane just played our merch song, which was, believe it or not, made with AI. As good and catchy as it might be. Yeah, that's right. This song that should encourage you to go get your merch right now, everybody, over on thenewsjunkie.com.
3.
I was waiting for that. There he goes. There he goes. All right. I have not used, not even one single time, Instagram's AI. Have you guys used one?
I had no idea.
I'd never used it before.
I used the AI for Meta with the glasses.
Yeah.
That's all. Barely.
I've even used Metas where you can like type something in on the top of a Facebook page and use some kind of AI.
My dad just got the Oculus Rift version of Meta's Oculus Rift. What is it called?
There's
AR.
a couple. Oculus Go. He got
the AR, VR glasses, essentially. But he's loving it. He's like, I've just been trying out the Meta stuff, blah, blah, blah. But that was the extent of it. I had no idea Instagram, I know they're owned by the same company, had their own.
They do. And the Instagram AI is more about like chat bots. And they say it's getting weird. Like, for instance, they have an AI Kurt Cobain. Which
I'm ready.
Why?
Because he would have loved that if he didn't kill himself when he was 27.
Shouldn't his family be more pissed about AI Kurt Cobain than Disney's granddaughter worried about Robo-Diz?
Yes. Yeah, I would say so. Here's an example of this getting weird. This is somebody on Instagram, and they tried to chat with AI Kurt Cobain, the dead lead singer of Nirvana. And they said, hey there, fellow music lover. What's your favorite Nirvana song? Let's chat about the power of music to inspire and uplift us. Excuse me. And it's got Kurt Cobain as a profile photo.
Yeah, Kurt would definitely talk like that for sure, too.
Is this Kurt Cobain, question mark? The one and only, or at least what's left of me, they said. I'm curious, why'd you do it? It's very clear what they're talking about here. I was tired of the pain, the AI Kurt Cobain said.
That's so weird.
Was there anything that made you think about not doing it? He said, Kurt Cobain AI says, my daughter, but even that wasn't enough.
Oh.
Dark. Like, should you be getting into this with
Do you think his
AI?
daughter has seen this?
If she has, she's not going to like it. There's no way. Like, that's super weird. That you're chatting with AI dead celebrities. I've not done this. I have no experience with this, but maybe you have, and if you have, let us know what the hell's happening. It's just very weird. I don't have any interest in chatting with an AI celebrity, especially one that's dead. That's super strange. But to each their own. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. When we come back, we got jury duty. We're going to tee up in a bit. We'll see what's happening in the Diddy case. But next, we have to talk about something that is on the run. There are people hunting for this right now. They are trying to stop it immediately, but they can't, at least not so far. What's going on? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
This dude, Matt Rife, I think he's an odd-looking dude. I don't find it. Look, he ain't my kind of man. I don't find him attractive.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic starting to pile up due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound before Osceola Parkway. The left lane's blocked there. There's an accident reported on Osceola Parkway near Michigan Avenue. Traffic starting to slow down on I-4 through the city, and you can expect your regular delays on I-4 between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. The roadways might be wet out there, so travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Hurry in to DQ for their sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets with flavor from the top, bottom, and everywhere in between. Try them today in Honey Barbecue or New Buffalo, only at DQ. Happy tastes good, only at participating Dairy Queen locations.
Folks, everybody deserves to be nice and comfortable with some very good AC right now. And if that's what you're looking for, which I know it is, Mills Air is a company that's going to help you out if things aren't performing as they should with your HVAC unit. Don't get scared. Don't worry about stuff like this. Don't go out and try to fix it your own on YouTube. You're going to make the problem even worse if you really don't know what you're doing. But the techs at Mills Air, they absolutely do know what they're doing, and they're ready to help you out. They have preventative maintenance, which can spot a problem before it actually happens, and they're a Carrier Factory authorized dealer. That means they can get you big rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. Now, I can hear right now outside of the studio, it's pouring down rain. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're like snip, snap with the weather. It's tough on your AC. It's back and forth, back and forth. If that is causing things to not perform like they should, reach out to Mills Air. The phone number is 277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. 407-277-1159. Or you can find them online at millsair.com.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One is coming back to Las Vegas.
And you can win your way to be there.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale June 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific through AXS.com. But starting June 11th at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders get first access to tickets and other exclusive offers for 48 hours only, or while pre-sale tickets last. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details. What's in your wallet? Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Presented by Capital One.
Do you love your kids? Send them to Crush Yard Summer Camp, where every day is packed with pickleball, ping pong, arcade games, crafts, cornhole, and more. It's active, creative, and tons of fun. Plus, lunch is included. More than just a camp, it's a summer full of new friends, confidence building, and unforgettable memories. With flexible scheduling and affordable pricing, it's easy to plan your summer your way. Spots are filling fast. Sign up now at crushYard.com/camps.
If you want your windows there in...
Let's go, Mike. Hey there, hang tight. Courtney's stuck in the storm. Can you hear it? Can you hear that storm? Hey, Laura, how are you? Hello, Laura on Facebook. Hey, Laura. Good to see you. Now I feel bad. Should I ditch right now and go get Courtney? She went for a run and she's stuck in the storm. What do I do? Hang on, let me see what she said. She's stuck out in the middle of the storm. She's stuck. She's out there in the wilderness in the storm. Go save that woman. Sealand and Sabby can cover you for a minute. Can I? Can we get TNJ underwear merch? Only if it's like chastity belt. Big, like granny style. Something real rough. She says, no, it's okay, I'll just wait. Now I feel bad. She's stuck out there in this. What if she gets struck by lightning? We must protect Dorothy at all costs. Oh boy.
To every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Rocket Man has landed on iHeartRadio.
Hi, this is Elton John, and this is iHeart's Elton John Radio.
Back of a legend. Search Elton John Radio on your iHeart app to listen now. High diving face first into the world's most viral newsroom.
iHeart HQ, but it's pouring outside.
Doesn't look any different that I noticed.
Shall I look?
Yeah, take a look. Take a
weather
peek if you
window?
don't mind.
Yeah, no problem.
We have the most effective way to check the weather during the show here. Sabrina goes to the window at iHeart. We have to peel back some stuff. And we just look out.
Been a light rain for now, but not as heavy as you're saying.
A bit of a light rain is what we have. Take that, Doppler 5 billion. All right, this is the real efficient way to get a look at what's happening in the world. Is just to
You know how
peek
much
out the
money
window.
that just cost the station?
It's a lot, but it's worth it, I think. And then Courtney's stuck now in the storm, and she's
What do you
out
mean?
there.
Where?
She texted me. She's like, "It's pouring down thunder and lightning
She
out
was
here."
out for a walk or something?
She was out on her run.
Go get her.
And now she's stuck. I said, "Do you want me to come get you?" And she said, "No, I'll be fine." And
Is that really what she said?
That's what
Or
she
you
said.
Commercial's coming back, so good luck.
No,
Bang.
I didn't say. I said, "Don't show this, Celia." I said, "Oh, that sucks. Do you want me to try to come get you during a break?" And she said, "No, it's okay. I'll just wait."
Okay.
And I said, "Damn, it's raining pretty hard too." And then she said, "I'm just going for it. See you soon." So now she's going to run
sprinting down.
Yeah, through the lightning and the thunder and all of the chaos that's going on out there. And all of chat was like, "Go get her. Go get her. Go get out there."
Why not?
I've been through this before. And at that time, I had Forrest go pick her up. Because Forrest was in the studio at the time. And I can't do it right now. I'm working, and unfortunately, but I would. I absolutely would if she wasn't running here right now. Should I get like a towel ready or something? I got to do something nice. I got to do like bottom line something nice here because this isn't looking great for me. Maybe like a little welcome kit for when she gets back, unless she makes it while we're still talking about this. That won't be great. Anyhow, we've got a problem in the state of Tennessee. Friends in Tennessee, we've got a bit of a problem out there.
What happened, y'all?
I wish you the best on your hunt, but a zebra is on the loose in Tennessee right now.
They're not dangerous.
And the zebra, they're saying, is somebody's pet, they think. Hold on. There's a lot of stories about this. Here's one of them. Let's see what they say.
New at 11, the search for an escaped pet zebra in Tennessee. The zebra causing chaos.
Just
running through
cruising.
neighborhoods, and at one point was spotted on the local freeway. Sheriff's deputies in Rutherford County
would blow
saying
my
the
mind.
zebra escaped into a wooded area.
This is not causing any chaos here, though. It's just cruising through the neighborhood. Just a zebra. And I'll be real with you. Maybe this is absolute stupidity. But if I was in my yard and a zebra went by, I wouldn't be all that scared. I was
like, where's Simba?
If I could keep my distance from the zebra, much like I would if it was a horse, I don't think that zebra is going to go around attacking people.
Also, if you live in that neighborhood, you must know that neighbor that owns the zebra or is Nashville or Tennessee, wherever they are.
Tennessee,
so
yeah.
much different than it is over here. Like, are there multiple homes with zebras? Like, that must be Steve's zebra.
They said Christiana, Tennessee is one of the places. Rutherford County is where they've been looking for this thing. And people have videotaped it all over the place. There's some pretty great videos. Here's one. Somebody's cruising along in the car, and there's just a zebra galloping.
Zebra full-on gallop.
It's just
probably so scared.
As they're cruising in their vehicle, recording out the window, there's a zebra just galloping along outside, hanging out with him.
Tag on him too.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, the zebra started falling for some reason. There's a whole bunch of people who have just spotted this thing and recorded it, but nobody can catch it just yet. Here's another story about this. Let's see if we can learn something else.
This is the headline that has everybody talking. Residents in Murfreesboro were not seeing stars, but stripes this weekend.
Murfreesboro is not as small of a city as some of these other ones they were saying, because I know some people that live there.
Someone's pet zebra is on the loose in Rutherford County. Take a look at this. The zebra caused havoc on I-24 Saturday as it ran around. Deputies had to shut down the interstate for a few hours. The zebra eventually ran into the woods near the Epps Mill Road exit, shrugging off the cops. The Rutherford Sheriff's Office says the owners had just gotten the zebra as a pet the day before.
Oh, they're not.
Oh, this is not a good start to your zebra.
You forget to
owning
prep
life.
for the zebra. You're just like, all right, welcome to our home, bud.
Day one of zebra ownership. Bit of a fail.
Turns out they're not supposed to be humans' pets.
Yeah, it looks like this might have been a bad idea.
Heisenberg says that's his area. He's been looking for this
Is
zebra
it?
out on his probably out on his route.
Yeah, is there any sort of like a prize or reward up for getting this thing?
You get a picture with the zebra.
That's not enough. I want at least something. I would like on zebra back, riding a zebra like horseback style. That would be a pretty cool picture. But I don't think you should be scared. I don't think you should be that frightened. If it was a gorilla, scared. Lion, scared. Bear, mega scared. These things are all, you put them up there on the list of things you should keep your distance from. But the zebra, I would be fine with. It wouldn't be freaking me out that much. Speaking of freaking out, before we get to some more of your feedback, I got a bunch of emails to get to and dispatches as well. Miss Rachel, once again in the spotlight.
Hello.
Woo, woo. Boy, oh boy, I am to be told that Miss Rachel is controversial
It
right now.
tickles you.
Let me see. Let me go to her accounts. Where would we go? Miss Rachel on Instagram or something?
I'm
Miss
sure
Rachel
she's verified.
Instagram. She's got to be big time over there. Yeah, as expected. Miss Rachel, the young people star, YouTube extraordinaire. Miss Rachel for Littles on Instagram, 3.1 million followers. So she has
That's just on
lot.
IG. On YouTube,
Yeah.
it's so much more.
Hang on, let me click the YouTube link. This is just one potty training video from 3 days ago with 5 million views.
Hi, friends.
That's her.
I'm so
3 days
excited
ago.
to learn preschool skills with you today.
That video has 109 million views. That's a lot. She's crushing it. The videos don't come out as often, it doesn't look like, but there was one from 4 months ago, Hide and Seek with Miss Rachel and Elmo. Damn, good collab. More games, kid songs, and nursery rhymes. And that video has 62 million views. The one released prior to that 5 months ago has 109 million views. And she just has a massive catalog. Now, has Jackson watched any Miss Rachel yet?
Oh, yeah. Ashley's put it on for him a bunch. It can be an attention grabber.
Have you ever heard anything from Miss Rachel that seemed controversial? Like they're very worried about her Palestine stuff. There's a lot of stories about this.
She says it in that same voice. We're going to talk about Jews.
Hello. Can you say Jew?
Okay, on her Instagram, at least the top 3 posts, I don't know how often she's posting these, the top 4, the top 5 posts are all about Palestine.
It's I know she has a lot of kids that have watched it.
Yeah.
To comfort them from all the bombs that are going around.
How often is she posting? Because her whole Instagram is about Gaza. I'm not kidding.
It's like think of her Instagram as like not the platform where she does her show. It's just like her personal things.
Yeah, this says on her Instagram, it says Miss Rachel for YouTube. Love your amazing little one. Standing up for children's human rights always. Then she talks about the link to the latest episode. But she's got some Palestinian girl on, some girl from Gaza. Yeah, this thing that's all the same girl in the top. Then she said this because I think she was getting some heat. This is from 4 hours ago. Damn, she is like mega posting about Palestinian stuff on this Instagram at least. I stand against all forms of hate and violence, including anti-Semitism, anti-Palestinian hate, anti-Arab hate, anti-Muslim hate, and all the hate meant to divide us and cause harm rather than bring us together. What's wrong with that? That doesn't seem bad to me. And no comments yet. Every child, person, and every family deserves to feel valued, loved, and saved.
I think the comments are turned off.
She doesn't allow comments.
Yeah, no, she turned off the comments. Let's continue to model empathy, compassion, and teach our children that we are all connected. When we hate, deny people human rights, and attack each other, we all suffer. When we love, respect all people's human rights, and show compassion, we all thrive, we all rise.
That seems like a pretty
seems fine.
Statement. I think the little girl that keeps popping up is what kind of shook her, and probably a lot of parents that follow her or have to watch her video 6 hours a day. And it's,
this one here?
Yeah, with no legs.
Yeah, she's a 3-year-old double amputee, this young girl named Rahaf.
Loved Miss Rachel.
She's absolutely adorable and the most loving, smart, playful girl. I don't see the problem. Maybe I'm missing something here. Like, if she was supporting Palestine and just acting as if there was nothing going wrong with Hamas, or like, hand-waving about Hamas or something, I get it. But that message I read from Miss Rachel, unless you totally want her out of like political stuff or something, this says, leaders, this is 1 week ago, be so ashamed of your silence. Be so ashamed that you've seen the images and videos we've seen and they haven't moved you to do the right thing. So this is kind of a silence is violence thing in a way. Be so ashamed that you normally speak out for children and human rights, but you won't now because they're Palestinian. Be so ashamed that you don't see children like my friend Rahaf and like you see other children. Be so ashamed of your anti-Palestinian racism. That's not how that works. But overall, I don't see her like running down the Jews, which is what the problem actually is, people. Like, I'd love to hear from some parents who have now decided to not watch Miss Rachel with their kids and what it was that did that for you. Because I want to bring you back just a little bit here. Number one, when I was younger, our Mrs. Rachel was definitely Mr. Rogers.
Right.
And Mr. Rogers did get into controversial things, believe it or not. I don't know if people remember this, but like when race relations weren't great, Mr. Rogers would explicitly address those things. He had a famous scene where there was a black character in Mr. Rogers' universe, and he wanted to like wash the feet of him and like let him go into his pool with him to show people at the time like going into a pool with a black person wasn't something to be scared of, or like these things were controversial at the time. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Now, if she was doing her YouTube videos and it was like, hey, little kids, look at the IDF bombing the hell out of all these Gaza kids. If she was putting it into her content, which, Celine, you've never heard anything like that, right?
No.
Yeah.
Most of her content is like, the very basics, things you would teach kids. Mm-hmm. And then she makes up a lot of songs that are to the tune of other songs.
Yeah.
I guess,
Twinkle, twinkle.
I guess it's just like cheaper that way, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. Here's her latest video. Let's see if she talks about
Hi,
Gaza.
friends. I'm so excited to learn with you today.
She's updated the studio. I'll tell you that.
She got the money, though.
Look, it's a present. Should we open it?
This just feels like Blue's Clues. Unless it's going to be a little Palestinian kid, I'm not going to be shocked, all right? Oh, my God, it's an IDF bomb.
But then...
Yes?
I just wonder, like, just what you did. Like, there was headlines, and you're like, what did she do? And then you kept looking for it, and you didn't see it immediately. So
Not
if they're
really, no.
parents, I'm hoping that read headlines like that, and are they completely taking away Miss Rachel based on what they read online, or are they doing what you did and took you all of, 2 minutes?
Well, it seems
to read
from
a
what I
very
could tell-
generic, I just want all the children to not be murdered.
Hang on, here's the story. Let me bring it up so you can see what I'm talking about. This is the story that I'm talking about from Daily Dot. And this says, backlash isn't scaring Miss Rachel, the kid's entertainer. Now fans are calling her our Mr. Rogers, actually. What people don't understand is that my career and reputation, she says, will never matter to me as much as standing up for kids. That's on Threads. And she says, what people don't understand is no amount of cruel name calling or false accusations will stop me from standing up for kids. I don't think little kids are watching her on that Instagram so much, though.
Nah, not the kids that would be interested in watching the actual Miss Rachel videos.
No, and now I'm going through her threads, and it seems like the same kind of stuff. It's a lot of stuff about Gaza, but I don't care if somebody thinks that it sucks that kids are dying in Gaza. They're right. It does suck. That is bad. I hate it. What I don't like is how anti-Semitic a lot of these people are, it turned out to be, and how a lot of people will justify it like some of these groups have done for indiscriminate killing of Jewish and Israeli Americans. And that's wild. But this is just, I don't know. I don't know if I would really care about this so much if I was a parent. It's not even coming up in her content that your kids are watching, but I'm interested to see what you have to say. So let us know.
It's all about, I'm not going to put another red cent in her pocket, because she has this to say and I disagree.
I mean, I would care if I was a parent and the woman was trying to indoctrinate my kids. I would care.
I don't think that's happening.
Right.
I think
More.
she's just really upset about innocent children who have not made any decision of who they hate.
I just don't
being
think I could go, hey, this is my child's entertainer of choice. And also, I want to control what she posts on any Instagram or Threads thing. Like, I just personally would not care nearly as much. But
you
let us
wouldn't,
know.
but I'm saying there are parents probably. It's not about them as parents. It's just about them as people that go, oh, my kid really likes Miss Rachel, but now that I disagree with her, the views will not be coming from my home.
Yeah, but to me, that's every bit as lame as thinking that what if Miss Rachel on her own account came out that she voted for Trump and she was like for Doge and Elon Musk or something. I would think that would be stupid if some people were like, well, I'm not letting my kids see this anymore. It's just an opinion you disagree with.
Hey, no one stopped watching Blippy after that video of him doing the butt stuff came out.
Oh, I don't remember this. I do remember.
Am I thinking of the wrong children's person?
No, Blippy had some old school problems for sure. I remember some old school Blippy problems.
And then what was that? Does that not involve? They're not involved with butt.
It was before he became Blippy, I think, officially the child's entertainer. Blippy. He had some like scatological type videos, I guess I could say, that he had out there.
Stephen John.
Yeah, I think so. That's the guy's name. See if it's in his wiki or something. I don't even know if it will. It might be too deep online.
No, it's there.
Is it? What's it say?
So weird. John started out making gross out videos in 2013 under the persona Steezy Grossman.
Steezy
Grossman. In a 2013 video, John performed the Harlem Shake on a toilet and defecated on a naked friend. The video was unearthed by BuzzFeed News in 2019. John said at the time, I thought this sort of thing was funny, but really it was stupid and tasteless, and I regret having ever done it. He used a DMCA takedown notice to remove the video from social media and search engines.
Meanwhile, on YouTube, Tanya says she's a teacher. I promise you, your kids do or will have teachers who feel differently than you do.
Yeah.
True. Like, I don't care. What I would care is when the teachers in the classroom start like trying to indoctrinate the kids or like make them agree with them. But if she's just in disagreement, that sort of seems to be the problem to me, where people won't allow any disagreement. You must agree all the way down the line. Like, this is what happens with Palestinian activists a lot. If you go all the way, but then not like one 1 millimeter short of what they want you to say, you're a Nazi, right? Like that to me is a problem. But this seems to be the exact same thing. You're trying to control people's opinions on stuff. It's not in her videos, but maybe you still take issue. Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Send us a dispatch right now. Jury duty's coming up next with an update on everything you've missed in that Diddy case, whether you think you missed it or not. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Florida baseball coach Kevin O'Sullivan has publicly apologized to Coastal Carolina for his caught-on-camera tirade during the Conway Regional. To football, where the Bucs are planning joint practices with the Titans and Steelers during training camp, the first such workouts under Coach Todd Bowles. And Novak Djokovic is now just the third man to win 100 matches at a Grand Slam event after winning his fourth.
Go back. I gotta see if Courtney's here. Hang tight, folks. Hello? Are you back? You make it okay? Did it say on the thing at all? I'm sorry. I'll make you a clafoutis to make up for it. I'm making you a clafoutis. I'm doing it. Uh-oh. No! No! Hey! Hey! Come on! Come on! What the hell? Come on! Okay. Kinda. Yeah. There we go. Got it. I'm back, baby. Miss Rachel, are we canceling her or no? What do we think? BDMP says, link us to your ring cam. We'll tell you when she leaves and comes home. She's back. She's back safe. Cam is better without you, Sean? Damn, bro. Brutal. Whatever happened to Zoltar? Zoltar's back there. I don't know if you can see, right there. Behind this desk. Is Courtney alive? Yes, she's alive and well. Thank God. I don't know what I'd do with that. Question for you, chat. We watched a movie last night, and it was called The Trouble with Somebody. The Trouble with... Hang on. Hang on. The Trouble with Jessica. Okay? The Trouble with Jessica, which is like a British movie. And it's from the last couple of years, and it was okay. But I swear to God, the movie was about this dinner, or this like dessert, and they kept mentioning it over and over and over, and now Courtney won't stop talking about it, and she wants to make it, and I've never heard of it in my entire life. But the entire movie was about clafoutis. Have you ever heard of clafoutis? And if so, is it good? Clafoutis. Clafouti? It's pronounced clafouti. They said clafoutis a lot of times in that movie. I'm telling you. I've never heard of that before, but everybody, every Brit was so excited that they came over to this house and they're like, oh, is that Clafoutis? Oh man, Clafoutis is the best. Never heard of that in my life, ever. Jeremy says, sounds like a disease. It sounded terrible, and then when we looked it up, one of the things was in your Clafoutis, which was like Clafouti or whatever, was like this like pie tart type thing that you would make. In the ingredients in your Clafouti were seed. They were like little berries that had seeds in them. So you like eat your bite of your Clafouti, and then in it you'd have to like an olive with a pit. Like there would be pits in it. It sounded terrible. Clafoutis. Clafouti. You lost me with cherry? Clafouti, I think. You got to check it out. But now I'm going to be forced to have this, I think, on Thursday. Welcome into my life. Jury duty is coming up next. Cherry Clafouti, linebacker, Michigan State. How do you spell it? I think you spell it just like Bootsy did right there. Clafoutis, I believe. I think Bootsy's right on that. I just never heard of it. All right, jury duty coming up next, Greg Life. So whether you like it or not, hang tight. Here we go.
Already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You're great at protecting your personal information. You might even use things like two-factor authentication and strong passwords. But as much as you try to control how your info's protected, there are other places that also have it, and they may not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name Clay as the promo code at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
This Father's Day, grab great gearhead gifts at Summit Racing. You'll find parts, tools, accessories, apparel, and more. Or give the perfect card, a Summit Racing gift card. Fast shipping, massive inventory, and expert tech advice are a click away at summitracing.com.
Your direct line to the heroes that saved Canada that one time. It's
big court cases like Diddy, whether you like it or not. We're going to give you your update quickly, very fast, just so you know what's happening if anybody starts talking about it out there. I got to tell you, something about me secretly really likes things that seem to be very non-controversial being controversial. So the idea of like controversial Miss Rachel is kind of fun to me. I don't know why. Like, I think about Miss Rachel goes on tour and all the families would be bringing their kids out there, but there would be like some people
protesters, yeah,
like out front of some like arena where like down with Miss Rachel. And I go, well, wait, what? Okay, all right, to each their own, I guess. But Miss Rachel getting some attention out there. I do want to hear from more parents on that.
Goodbye.
How do you spell cancel?
With torches and stuff, and just like full-fledged going after her. I don't know. I mean, I get it sometimes, but like I don't get this necessarily. And you've heard me talking about a lot of the Palestinian stuff probably, and you can see where I'm coming out on some of this, but I don't get that. I think it's like you can't expect everybody to agree with you. Within reason, I think sometimes you could be like, "Hey, I expect X out of you, and you're giving me Y," but I don't know. The whole thing kind of seems dumb, and now she's controversial, I guess, for today. At least with some folks. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Let's move fast through some stuff here. Jury duty brought to you by Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. If you're in an accident, reach out to Moses. You hear him on the show. He's a great guy. He's going to help you out. And he's going to be everything you want in an attorney going against these insurance companies. 800-CALL-MO or justcallmo.com. We just completed day 14, believe it or not, of the Diddy Combs trial, day 14. And they had a former Combs employee, Mia, was her name, testifying under a pseudonym during this trial. The only thing that has leaked out is that she's a white woman that used to work for Diddy.
So Mia's not her name.
Mia is not her name. This is just like what they go by.
It sounded like somebody named Mia was using a pseudonym. I go, well, this didn't work out for Mia then, if we all know who it is.
No. Mia says she reiterated her testimony that she didn't feel she could leave her job with Diddy. She thought she'd be stripped of any credibility, wouldn't have been able to get a job in the same industry or any industry, and would have lost anything that she knew. So that's why she kept working with Diddy. She talked about cleaning bills after the freak-offs, which would be like $500 charges for oil damage. Man, were they oiled up. They were oiled. They also testified that there was some reservations for Combs made under the name Frank Black.
Yeah, that was one of his pseudonyms that he would use to get prescription drugs.
Oh.
Frank Black. Isn't that a rock star?
We were just like, all right, yeah, no problem. Must be Frank Black.
Isn't Frank Black a rock star? Isn't that?
I thought there was a name, Black Francis.
Who's the Pixies singer? Yeah, isn't it Frank Black?
That's Black Francis.
Black Francis, yeah.
Is the singer of the Pixies?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I thought
okay.
it was Frank Black.
Wait. He embarked on a solo career under the name Frank Black.
And the
Okay,
Catholics.
Yeah, Frank Black, but that was a name that Diddy uses like a pseudonym. And they said that's common for celebrities to do. Another
Even
one of
at the
Combs'
doctor's
accusers.
office?
Yeah, and that's not common. That's not. But at a hotel, it would be. Another one of Combs' accusers could take the stand today at some point in time, which will be Eddie Garcia, who worked in security at the Intercontinental Hotel. I believe that's where Diddy purchased the footage, and it was of him and Cassie, I think, unless that was another hotel. But he's going to be testifying today. Still no real explosive stuff in the Diddy case. A Milwaukee inmate has just admitted to doing something wrong. You see, police were sent after this person, Ramon Morales Reyes, who was an illegal immigrant in the country and was accused of writing a letter threatening to shoot President Donald J. Trump. And as the cops started to look into this illegal immigrant, they're like, man, okay, this guy wrote these threat letters to Trump. They found out it was actually an inmate, Demetric Scott, 52 years old, in Milwaukee prison or in jail in Milwaukee, who hated this dude and wrote the letters himself. It turned out, they found out that the illegal immigrant dude, Ramon Morales Reyes, couldn't read or write English, so he could not have written the letters threatening Trump to begin with.
No understand.
So he found himself in some trouble with that. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I got a few more of these to get to. We'll go back to something that's happening, a cultural revival right now. 3 states told to stay indoors for a particular reason. We'll talk about that, too. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Make Real Radio 104.1 #1 on your presets on our all-new iHeartRadio app and get cool stuff at Real Radio events. Get the app for free in your app store.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic starting to slow down due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike North.
Hang tight. Question for you, chat. I'm seeing now that it looks like John Fetterman, Senator Fetterman, looks like his chief of staff is going to be stepping down. How do we feel about John Fetterman? How do we feel? How do we feel about Sloth Center? It seemed like people were very much willing to give John Fetterman every single benefit of the doubt on his health and behavior until he really started coming out in support of Israel. And then a lot of his staffers didn't like that. And a lot of his staffers started to come out and seed stories in the news. But now his chief of staff, Fetterman's chief of staff, is going to be resigning. And they're talking about, is this going to take Fetterman down? Which, I don't know. And he seems pretty stubborn. He wouldn't even take off his hoodie and shorts until Benjamin Netanyahu visited Washington. Crazy Drunk Cat Lady says, I think Fetterman cracked under the pressure and can't handle it. He has issues. He says he can't hear that well, so a lot of times he gets a translation on a screen of what's happening around him. Fetterman has sat out many, many votes and town halls, says Tammy. I don't care about the town halls, Tammy, but see if you can find out real quick. I'll trust you on this. Tell me how many votes Fetterman has missed. Tell me that. Candace says he's weird AF looking. Yeah, he looks like Sloth. But he's kind of based. I remember when they were trying to get him in trouble on the plane. And Fetterman was like, no, Fetterman do what Fetterman wants. And they were like, well, what do you think about Israel? He's like, fuck Hamas, basically. Based. But is he going to survive? Clearly he's got some issues going on. Marla says, seems like an independent thinker. I find it to be interesting because there's people who like Biden, right? So Biden, if you were ideologically aligned with Biden, you probably did a lot of excusing over the last 4 years. No, he's got a stutter. He's fine. He's doing great. If you didn't like Biden, you were full speed ahead against him. For a while, the Democrats were standing up for Fetterman, and they were like, how dare you? This is ableist. How dare you do this? Because the Democrats were like, Fetterman's our guy, and he's going to be senator. And he won. But now those same Democrats don't like his policy on Israel, and they're like, you guys are right. This dude's retarded as fuck. That's what's happening. That's why I tell you, nobody really cares about all this stuff. All anybody really cares about in the political world, which all these political people, fuck you. All these political people, fuck you. All they care about in that world is whether you agree with them or not. That's it. That's all anybody really cares about. The rest of it's fake. All right, come on. We're coming back. We're coming back.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
How dare you? Wait till you hear what's happening in this story that's just popping up now. And if you miss any of the show today or ever, you can always get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. Courtney made it back. It was raining cats and dogs and a little bit of zebras out there, but she seems to be okay for right now. And during the break, I saw, so let me give you like an update on this. If this is true, I saw that John Fetterman. Now, we know who John Fetterman is, right?
Yeah, let's get some stuff done for America.
That was his whole
Basketball
thing.
shorts.
John Fetterman, who wouldn't even wear like any kind of outfit that they wanted him to wear in Congress and in the Senate.
Did he ever do the blazer over the pajama T-shirt?
From what I saw, and I might be wrong about this, but I think the only time he dressed up when people kept saying like, dude, what the hell? You're a slob. You're an elected official. Get your suit on. And he just said, no, I'm wearing the hoodie. I'm wearing the shorts. And he would vote from like the edge of the Hall of Congress, so he didn't have to be in some sort of uniform. The only person he dressed up for, I think, was when Netanyahu from Israel arrived. I think that was the only time that John Fetterman got into like an actual suit for the day, at least one of them, at least, that I saw. But John Fetterman is in like the toughest spot. If you don't know him, when John Fetterman ran for office, the first thing that happened, and I'll bring up this story about him and what's going on, because they say over at Axios, they say Fetterman chief of staff is departing. So the rumor had been like his whole staff in Washington hates him and they want to abandon him. And like his chief of staff, his main person, is going to be ditching John Fetterman. Well, the reason why this is kind of crazy is because he started running for the Senate spot in Pennsylvania. And when he was, people go, who is this dude? He is not all there. And all these Republicans.
Yeah, we even said that.
Republicans were coming after him in particular in this race. They're like, you can't elect this guy. His brain is not working. You can't elect him. You can't. You think Biden's bad? John Fetterman is like there's somebody in him controlling him with some rusty controls. And so they went hardcore on him. He's not with it. He's not there. He shouldn't be senator. Somehow the dude won. He won the Senate seat. He won. And all of a sudden, all these Republicans who were coming after him and saying that he was a dummy and that he wasn't functioning as an adult and shouldn't be in office, they started to like the things that he was saying, in particular on Israel. And so they stopped. All of the anti-Fetterman push from the right side of things stopped. But he started pissing off Democrats, and they started coming after him. So it's like now the Democrats are leaking out stories. His staff members don't like him from all the things that I'm hearing. And now he's getting a push from them to resign, I guess, which he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would do that. He's pretty stubborn.
Was he up against
for better or for worse.
Dr. Oz, or was that a different?
Maybe.
I could have sworn it was them head to head, and then Dr. Oz got appointed, or would have been, for something in the Trump administration.
It very well could have been that race, because it was a big race that a lot of people were focused on. This says, Senator John Fetterman, his chief of staff, will soon leave his office. This comes after a string of staff departures following reports of internal concerns about Fetterman's mental health and job performance. Krista Sinclair Juris's decision to leave her role as chief of staff was announced internally on Tuesday. She succeeded Adam Jettelson as chief of staff late last year. Jettelson publicly voiced his concern about his former boss in a bombshell New York Magazine story last month. So the former chief of staff jumped ship and then tattled about him and said bad stuff to New York Magazine. The new one is like, I'm gone too. I'm out of here as well. Fetterman on Monday defended his job performance, accusing the media of a smear campaign against him. He said, I'm here, I'm doing that job. He brushed aside concerns about his missed vote record, arguing he skipped out on throwaway procedural votes, and Fetterman's team did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Somebody on chat was saying, like, he's not showing up to the town hall stuff. I literally don't care about that at all. The town hall stuff is all political nonsense. It's a sham. It's left-wing people trying to get politicians that they disagree with to show up at a town hall, to pretend like they're just regular supporters and to shout them down so that the story could be like, town halls falling apart. It's all a political nonsense thing. However, you got to wonder what's going on when a bunch of these people who are chiefs of staff are leaving somebody like this. And then I question, C-Lane, can we find out how many votes has Fetterman missed? Because that does kind of matter. I think you should be there for votes. If you're an elected official, seems like thing number one should be represent your people by voting the way that you would think they would want you to. But he's now getting pressure to quit from the left. Lots of stories about this guy in just the last couple of months. Fetterman doubts explode into Capitol Hill firestorm. GOP rallies around embattled Democratic Senator John Fetterman. So at first, the Republicans didn't want him, so they called him every name in the book, including retarded. Like, this guy is dumb. He doesn't have it. His brain's not there. He should never be in charge. But now the Republicans actually see him as like an ally, so they want to keep him around. But let me know if you find that, C-Lane, how many votes he's missed.
According to Google AI, which has parsed information from GovTrack.
All right, I believe it.
As of April 9th, Senator John Fetterman has missed 174 out of 961 roll call votes since February of 2023.
That's a good percentage.
That's a lot of votes.
Yeah, that's a lot of not being there.
That's a missed. Well, 961 in total is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
I wonder if there's a way to compare it, though. Like, it is his stuff, and I'm not saying that by any means he is not in trouble, but are there other politicians that are not as viral as he is because of his
that have missed more days
controversy?
Hang on, let's see.
That don't get put up to the task.
Currently, oh shoot,
his missed percentage 18.1%, significantly higher than the median of 2.9 among the lifetime records of currently serving senators. During the 118th Congress, he missed 21.2% of votes, but that was only fourth in voting absences. There's three people that have missed more votes than him.
Who's number one on that list?
I don't have that list.
Okay. All right. I looked it up. As of June 2025, Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania has missed more Senate votes than any other senator. This is according to ChatGPT for this year. According to GovTrack, he missed 29 votes in 2025, bringing his total missed votes since November 2024 to 55. That's 18.1%, significantly higher than the Senate median of 2.9%. He says these are like non-critical votes.
But if he gets called out this way, is there any sort of rule that, like, after so many absences, have to repeat the second grade? You know what I'm saying?
No,
there's nothing, no rules whatsoever.
Only
the
that
people
you're
voted for you, and you don't have to show up.
Only that your constituents will be angry because you're not doing your job. That's maybe the most important.
We don't have to do your job. There's no consequence whatsoever.
No, not until you get voted out again. I don't think so. I don't think there's anything
about a recall.
Well, here's the thing. You have to think about this in terms of historically. It was not historically shocking for senators or Congress people to miss votes. Why? Well, for a good part of American history, it hasn't been as simple as just like being there to vote. Yeah, like these people might have been in their home state or somewhere else, and if they were away, it could take weeks or months to get back to the Capitol. Of course, that's not much of an excuse here in 2025. And for some reason, they've decided to not let them vote digitally. They want them to actually be in person for all of this stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I think like for some reason, there's no punishment for that. It's just about whether or not you'll get reelected. This story from the Daily Beast today says, Fetterman hits back at weird smear after call to step aside over mental health. And is this a video of him talking about this?
To win this position. How do you answer these calls by the Philadelphia Inquirer for you to be more engaged in showing up to represent your constituents in Pennsylvania and questioning whether you have the desire to continue doing so?
Oh, well, no, for me, it's very clear. It's just part of like this weird smear, this thing. And now the things, the more I started to kind of, be following Israel or the border and now really refusing to vote to shut the government down, I've continued to get more and more kinds of incoming and those things. And all of those things. The more kinds of left kind of media continues to have these kinds of an attack. And it's just part of a smear. And that's just not accurate. And we move on. And why we're still having this conversation. Why at this point? I'm here, I'm doing that job, I'm defending on all those things and all of those important votes. I've always been there. And for me,
how to say nothing in 500 words.
I got to be real with you. He's not.
I think he's going to be president one day.
I know that he can't hear that well, and he says he needs help because of some of the issues that he has.
They said, like, as a caveat, some of the absences he had in 2023 were due to his hospitalization for clinical depression.
Mm-hmm.
He had a stroke, too, I thought.
But
yeah,
a lot of them were just him missing school.
The problem is he's a man without a real base right now because Democrats want him gone. They want to bounce him out. He's not a great vote for him. Republicans are like, we hated you, but you're kind of an ally on the border, and you're definitely an ally on Israel, so we think you're better than whoever they would put in to replace you. He's in a tough spot.
He seems like he's in a great spot. Doesn't have to show up to work, and no one can do anything about it.
For now, yeah. I think what could happen is Fetterman might say, like, I need some more allies, and he might switch parties. I wouldn't be blown away if he did something like that. Like, if he said, all right, I'm going to switch parties. I'm going to step away from the Democratic Party. I feel like I'm out of line with him. But when your own staff is like fighting back against you, you have to get staff that agrees with you ideologically. You can't let them like inject a bunch of people.
But if is it a matter of him just saying, "Well, I'm a Republican now," and then he still mumbles and says the word "thing" 15 times that he has support immediately?
Well, I'm not going to lie; he wasn't very eloquent. It did not sound like he had a firm grasp on what he was talking about there.
Everyone should start, paying attention to the politics, huh?
It seems to me like he is suffering from these things that are wrong with him. Of course, we've got many people who are elected officials who probably have stuff wrong with them, and many people who are less well-spoken even than Fetterman, actually, believe it or not. But right now, he finds himself in a pretty tough spot. So let us know what you think about this. Send a dispatch in at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's work in maybe a couple of things real quick like this. Here's a dispatch from our friend Nathan. Nathan, go ahead.
Yo, News Junkie, what's up, what's up, what's up?
Hey.
I live in Tennessee now. Moved here about 12, 13 years ago. And I promise you, if I see this zebra, not only am I going to jump on it and ride that thing all the way through town.
True.
But I'm going to GoPro that. I'm going to GoPro that.
I think people...
I'm going to make sure that I send y'all a little video dispatch.
We can't wait.
Show.
Can't wait.
I think people don't understand how zebras work. I certainly didn't. I mean, all I saw was a cartoon sometimes at the zoo. It looks like a horse with stripes. It's on that gum. But apparently, they're extremely vicious and known for kicking and biting people who get too close to them.
Oh, yeah. Somebody said I had a customer that used to have a zebra. You couldn't get anywhere close to that thing because they were trying to bite you. Somebody else said they knew somebody who had a zebra who tried to bite the owner's hand in half.
Here's what I'm saying, though. Isn't a zebra essentially, and I know there's going to be pushback on this, but I don't think I believe you. Isn't a zebra essentially a wild horse?
No.
Isn't it essentially... In terms of its demeanor,
let's go to the science here.
Well, hold on. What people were just saying is absolutely the behavior of a wild horse. A wild horse, if you get closer. My point is, if I see a zebra, let's say I'm in my neighborhood, right in front of my house, and in the streets a block away or something, there's a zebra. I am not very scared of that zebra because it doesn't pose as big of a threat to me as like a bear or something else that might be more likely to pursue me. I think the zebra, again, could be wrong. I think if I keep my distance from the zebra, it's going to leave me alone. That's my theory.
Zebra and horses are both mammals in the Equidae family. They're closely related, but not the same species.
So
Many
they're
differences.
Both equine.
Equine. Am I saying that? I didn't see an N there.
No, I'm just. They mean the same thing.
Okay. Size, zebras are smaller. Legs, horses tend to have longer ones.
Mm-hmm.
Zebras have legs that are about the same length.
Didn't that zebra look big for a horse?
It looks thick.
Yeah,
It looked like a girthy zebra.
Oh, here's the matchup. Zebras are about 480 to 900 pounds, and horses are 600 to 1,200 pounds.
Zebras naturally aggressive, by the way.
Zebras are 3.8 feet to 5.25 feet, which is shorter than a horse, which is 5 to 7 feet.
Oh, this is fascinating. Naturally aggressive and have a strong ducking reflex, making them difficult to handle and train. They also lack a clear social hierarchy,
I didn't mean to put ducking. It was just a autocorrect.
which is important for domestication. Zebras evolved to survive in Africa, where they face many large predators and have a highly defensive and aggressive nature.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah, they would evolve to be like more defensive because of the things that were a threat around them.
They're more difficult to domesticate and train.
And Tennessee's like, yeah, have one as a pet, no problem.
Yeah,
Bring them
why
on
not?
down.
How? Yeah, it's kind of weird that just some rando could buy one of these things. Can I own
That sounds
zebra
expensive because
for sale?
Zebra is one of those things where do you even start to find
Zebra.com.
where to buy it,
Bro,
how
are you
to buy
kidding
it?
me? Is this real? This can't be real.
ZebrasRUs.com?
Yeah.
Call him. Give me the number. I'll call him right now.
All right, hang on. This can't be real. Zebras are us?
Is the mascot still a giraffe?
That's Toys R Us, Elaine.
Yeah.
I don't have a number. I wish I had a number on here.
JPEG.
This is a fake site. Someone gets scammed though, for sure.
It has to be, right? Zebra babies, zonkies or horses. I know that zonkies are real.
And I bet they're a little less aggressive.
My God, zebras are so adorable when they're little like this. Zebras are us, some babies. This has to be fake. Please tell me they're not just selling this stuff
Wait,
like this.
It says tall, dark, and handsome. How do you call a zebra dark when it's half and half?
Yeah.
Because its soul is dark. It doesn't want to be there. Being
Get a
sold.
free quote. This
Get a free
seems
quote.
real.
Get a free quote, Sean.
Get a free quote.
Get a free quote. Get a free quote.
Okay, hang on. Zebra cost. How much for the zebra?
By the way, I host a radio show here in Florida, but we're broadcasted everywhere. We'd love a zebra for the show.
It won't. Okay, capture required. There is no capture. I already did the I'm not a robot thing. It won't let me submit it.
John's a robot.
Unbelievable.
Is there a field that you didn't fill out?
No, not that I saw. But it looks legit.
It
but
looks
there's
like
no
a
number.
scam. Are you serious?
Hold on, let me see if I can find a number for Sabrina. Zebras are us phone number. There has to be a number if they're legit selling these things online. Because their contact page, maybe they don't want people calling them up.
Yeah.
Temecula, California. This is it. This is it right here.
You have to have, in California especially, I imagine you have to have some sort of permit, training.
All right, I'm going to send you
license.
this. See if this works. This might be nonsense, but it says Zebras are us, and it could be the real deal.
I can't wait to give the station's number, and they keep getting scam calls like, hey, this is Todd from Zebras R Us. I saw you were interested in getting a zebra. It's our 5th time trying to call you.
Here it is right here. There you go. If we could try to
call live on the air, or have to make sure.
No, just call them live. Just call them.
No,
I'll
we
say
get in
something.
trouble for that, man.
If somebody picks up the phone, I'll say something.
I love that they included the GPS coordinates, Sean. That doesn't scream any sort of flag.
They
whatsoever.
say this is real. They say this is from Temecula,
did you
California.
see the hours of operations by any chance?
They appear to be closed quite a bit. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll try to call the zebra people to see what we can learn about this. And I'll call them. I'll call them on my phone if I have to.
Did you see their email?
Their email is, yeah, that seems legit.
Oh my
What
God.
is it? Well, what is the zebras to you at gmail.com?
gmail.com.
The name of their company is Zebras R Us. What do you expect the email is going to be?
You
That
have
seems
tips
right.
at thenewsjunkie.com. They can have at zebrasrus.com.
This is a Gmail. I'm going to try to call them. We'll see what happens. We'll get to this in just a second here on the show. Stay put. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Multiple lanes are blocked due to an accident on Semerin Boulevard at Montgomery Road. There's a crash on the ramp from I-4 westbound to State Road 408, slowing down traffic there. Keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways, clearing up an accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound before Osceola Parkway. The roadways might be wet out there, so travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Byrne. Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Wherever the drive takes you, we're here to help keep you on the road to summer fun. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Summer drives start here.
Go to VIOC.com for money-saving coupons and to find a location near you.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One is coming back to Las Vegas.
And you can win your way to be there.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale June 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific through AXS.com. But starting June 11th at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders get first access to tickets and other exclusive offers for 48 hours only or while pre-sale tickets last. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details. What's in your wallet? Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Presented by Capital One.
Delta Airlines doesn't just help you see the world. They help you embrace it. Delta's dedicated teams make your travel experience extraordinary, anticipating your every need with genuine care throughout your journey. The app puts you in total control, and with fast, free Delta Sync Wi-Fi, you can stay connected to what matters most. So flight time feels more like me time. With exclusive partnerships and SkyMiles rewards, every part of the Delta experience is designed to make the journey as enjoyable as the destination.
It's one thing to suffer from allergies as an adult, but it's really tough on kids. Running around with sniffles or stuffy nose during recess or practice. Not to mention, it's hard to concentrate in school when you're not feeling well. And then you feel bad because you forgot to give them their allergy meds before they left. All of that can be a thing of the past, thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus. They've helped thousands, including children, with their kid-friendly allergy testing and pain-free allergy drops. Schedule your appointment today while the kids are out of school. Go to AspireAllergy.com. That's AspireAllergy.com.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at OurRealSuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
NBC Nightly News.
From one era to the next.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
Trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Llamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Llamas. Evenings on NBC.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit CrushYard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit. Call now. 407-337-5569.
This is the story of the one.
As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The NBC Nightly News.
Legacy isn't handed down.
NBC News. I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
It's carried forward.
Tom Yamas is there for us.
Firefighters are still working around the clock.
As the world changes, we look for what endures.
We are coming on the air with breaking news right now.
We look for a constant. And from one era to the next, trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
The Rocket Man has landed on iHeartRadio.
Hi, this is Elton John, and this is iHeart's Elton John.
The soundtrack of a legend. Search Elton John Radio on your iHeart app to listen now.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
If you ever need to talk, he'll pretend to listen. You're listening to the News Junkie.
Making big mistakes over here. That's hilarious.
I made a huge mistake.
Your DJ career is going to take off.
Yeah, it is. I was trying to get ready for the end of the show with Today I Learned and trying to download a song. And we have this software that we use on our side that makes things easier to download MP3s from like YouTube videos. A lot of those websites are really bad, so we have our own one that does it. And I made a mistake and I put a playlist in, and it started accidentally downloading like every song on the internet.
Oh, boy.
And I couldn't do anything. And I'm like, C-Lane, help.
How many songs you got downloaded?
I was trying to go ahead of it and delete them all, Sabrina, hit the little like trash can icon by them. But as soon as I was deleting them, the new ones would just pop up right back as fast. It was trying to download like thousands and thousands of songs.
It's like whack-a-mole, but the difficulty level is set to hell.
Got it. Yeah.
It's like, C-Lane, help. And
That's
he's like,
exciting in case, all the internet goes down and you can use your thousands of new downloaded songs.
Yeah, now I'm ready to go. I'm as prepared as it gets.
Did you check your text messages? Because I found out some more information about Zebras R Us.
Yeah, this company's a little more controversial than you might imagine.
But still
did I
very
see
active.
That they're
wanting to give Jelly Roll and Bunny a zebra?
Did I see that their affiliate companies called Party Kangaroos?
Oh,
that's true.
They do all of the
Yeah,
stuff. But then if you go to the Facebook page, and it seems to be one person who's running this. She's out of Texas and California.
Okay.
Can't be determined exactly. And Bunny XO, who is the wife of Jelly Roll, had posted, y'all, where did the zebra that was running around Murfreesboro go? Whoever has it, we will gladly take it to our farm. And then she posts, Zebras R Us wants to give Bunny and Jelly Roll a zebra.
Oh, perfect.
Keep getting tagged by our awesome people. Go tag Zebras R Us or me and let me get them a good zebra.
Zebras R Us will not answer the phone, though. I tried a couple of times.
Oh, man.
During the break, and it was no such luck. Nobody was answering.
Reach out via Facebook. Maybe we can get her on the show.
Hey, can you speak with us on the radio about zebras for a second? Would that be okay?
What radio show is it?
Oh, hang on. We're going to have to call you back. It's a radio show out of Orlando, Florida. We just wanted to learn about zebras. Is that okay if we call you right back?
Well, I just need to know what the program is based on. Like, what's your focus?
Oh, boy. See, we're on air right now, so it's news. It's just news focus.
That was good, Sean.
Yeah. Okay, I got to get rid of it because...
Oh, that worked out well.
Yeah.
Did you say the name of the show real quick? I just...
No, I couldn't say all of the things.
Right.
Can you try calling her back on your side? Because I can't do it from here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no problem. No, do it right now. I am going to do it right now. Chill out. I need to get the number back.
I'm not the one who did the chill out thing. You're the one who...
You just slammed your hand into the desk.
I didn't slam my hand into the desk. No, I didn't. No. I was asking if you were going to do this. Call the lady if you can. Do you need the number? Or did I send you the number?
She's got the number.
Okay, you got the number. Yeah. She answered the phone. I want to talk to her, but I can't. I'm not going to talk to her on air before she's like cleared. We just need her to at least say like, hey, we're going to talk to you on a radio show. I don't want to talk to her on the radio about being on the radio show. I just want to learn a little bit about zebras. But from what I'm looking at...
It's weird that she just answered hello and not, zebras are us. How can I be of service? How can I direct your call?
Here's one that's a 10-year-old female Grant zebra for $10,000. Another zebra, $11,000. That one's a yearling, $7,500 for a zebra Grant baby, whatever that means. 10 months old, female Grant zebra, $4,000. So they're not as expensive as you might think. I mean, horses are pretty expensive if you're comparing. And these ones are like an expensive one is $10,000. But I wouldn't think that they were that easy to get. Now, this woman might not be interested in chit-chatting, which is why Sabrina's like talking to her right now, because there are a lot of stories about this being pretty controversial. And maybe they're like staying away from chatting with people about this. Like,
that
we want
is
to
a
make
damn
sure.
shame. We want to know about zebras.
Mm-hmm. I would like to, but we might never. So we'll see. Real quick, we talked about robots, and this is kind of robot adjacent. But somebody took President Macron of France. They took his wax figure, and it was caught on tape.
Hit it in the face.
They stole it. What are you doing?
Who steals something that big and doesn't cover their face?
There's cameras that look like just taking it out. Greenpeace, it says, and they're throwing money at it. Oh, that's a person, right? Yeah, that's a person pretending to be fake.
Are you sure?
Oh no, that's not. That's that's them. I think they might have actually taken this thing. This is a bad idea. Somebody's gonna get in trouble for this, I think.
That's a really good recreation, though.
Yeah. I guess that is probably illegal, though. Would be just my guess. I don't know.
I'm sure the owner of the President Macron wax figure or whatever that statue is would have some negative things to say, some cons, not as many pros on getting his statue stolen.
I would guess that would be accurate, too. Somebody on chat says, Sean fumbles the bag again. I can't talk to her, guys, like on the air. I was on my cell phone, so I was trying to do it. She was very, very hesitant, so.
Yeah, she's on hold right now. So,
Okay.
Dominique, Zebras Are Us. Want to double check that we are not a PETA radio show. And I said, no, we are just curious
Regular.
folks who talked about that zebra on the loose, and your name came up, and we have curious questions. So, you guys good to go?
Dominique, are you there?
Wait for it.
Happy to talk to you.
There
you are. There you are. Okay. God, now we got to take a break. That's the tough part.
Just, we might.
Dominique.
Anticipation.
I know. Here's the thing, Dominique. We have this story about this zebra on the run, and you have Zebras Are Us that we found you for online real quick. Are zebras dangerous to people who might be finding them in Tennessee, who might be listening to the show, who might see this zebra out there? Could they get attacked by one of these things?
My biggest comment I tell people is the cheaper the zebra, the more expensive the fence. And I can just assume that this little Ed zebra that's on the loose, he's probably not gentle. He's probably not seen people. And I definitely wouldn't go up to him with a sack of carrots and try to become his best friend. The best thing to do is just keep your eyes on them and report back to the local PD or whoever's taking care of it, and just stand back and observe. Don't try to corral them or do anything like that.
What should I do with this sack of carrots now?
Go bring it to one of our zebras. Our zebras are very, 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 very different. They're real nice, and we try to make them as friendly as possible.
Are you based out of California or Texas? Because I saw two, I don't know. I guess once I looked it up, I saw Texas and California.
Yeah, we actually started in California about 10 years ago. That's where my home base was, and now we moved out to Texas, just more land, and we love the laws on exotic animal ownership, so we love it out here.
Well, how do we know that, these people, I guess, got their zebra, and on day one with the zebra, they lost the zebra? How do we know that the zebras are not ending up with these people who can't take care of them?
Yeah, see, that's a pretty unfortunate situation. We try to be very diligent on who gets our animals, and like I said, the cheaper the zebra, the more expensive the fence. These aren't animals that you can they are all black and white, but just one might be $10,000 and one might be $2,000.
How much are your
$2,000 zebra is going to try to go back to Africa.
Yeah, how much are you? Okay.
Ours are in between 10 and 15,000.
You guys are split three ways?
No, I can't keep up with the zebra.
Here's the deal. Look, you don't go to the car dealership and say, I want the cheapest car around. Nobody does that. We want to have the Bugattis and the Maseratis up there. We're having high class. We want really awesome animals for people.
Have you ever been attacked by a zebra?
Oh, my gosh. It's like a weekly occurrence.
But still, great attitude.
Give us a rundown. What has happened?
For you. It's been zebras that we get from different facilities that maybe are too pushy or haven't been started right. And they're just bold. They're not tall, but they're a strong-bodied animal, and they're strong-minded. So you have to kind of know how to work around them. Zebras are very cat-like, and horses are dog-like. So, your dog, he'll love you every day of the week. You piss your cat off, you won't see him for a week. And it's the same thing with a zebra. You have to be their friend before you can force them to do anything, and you kind of have to really work with them.
God, we have got to do part 2. I will reach out to you separately because I have so many more questions.
Yeah, I think.
Thank you for the last minute.
We've got everything: Zedongs, Zorses, specializing in zebras. And if
anything with the Z,
we'd be happy to help.
How absolutely fake does this sound? We have zebras, Zedongs, Zorses. We've got all of them. Whatever you need. All right, Hank. We're gonna try to call you tomorrow if you don't mind, because I'm sure this thing will still be on the run.
Yeah, happy to help if we can.
All right, there we go.
Thank
Zebra
you so
expert.
much.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. That's all coming up in just a bit. Was she trying to make sure we weren't going to ambush her? Is that what was going on?
That is correct. I'm we're the farthest from a.
Usually I think they're worried about some sort of being on some sort of goof show and getting tricked that way. But no, she's worried about PETA.
Are you going to PETA? PETA gets mad at me a couple of times, but I'm always just interested in knowing exactly what's going on. Maybe we'll talk to her tomorrow if we can get a hold of her and follow up with what's happening with this zebra on the loose. Quick break. Like I said, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today we're going to wrap everything up for a Share the Show Tuesday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is The Jim Colbert Show. Bold takes, bad jokes, and too much honesty. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Tuesday, we are going to be expecting a couple of hit and miss showers along with some thunderstorms, especially as we head into the afternoon and evening hours as a warm front pushes through. Otherwise, temperatures won't be nearly as hot as a result of the showers and storms, along with some overcast skies. So plan for highs right around the mid-80s, even higher chances of rain as we head into our Wednesday before we expect slightly lower chances into the weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
Protect your home with affordable, energy-efficient hurricane impact windows, and do it with my friends at Reese Windows and Doors. They're the experts. They've been installing windows all over Florida, over 50 years, most installed in just 6 to 8 weeks right now. You buy 2 windows, you get 1 free. That installation is included. So check out their website for their vast variety of products, from front entry doors, sliding glass doors, high-end options, affordable selections. They've got it all at reecewindows.com, REECE windows.com, for a free quote and to register to win $15,000 in free windows. Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
Oh, man, as summer approaches in Florida, everybody's thinking the same thing. Is my roof going to make it, or am I going to come home to puddles in my living room? That's why you need a respected company to take care of your roof. That's Eustace Roofing. These guys have been doing it since 1959, protecting Central Florida homes for over 65 years. And if you want integrity, how about this? 2021 National Roofing Company of the Year. And even though it's Eustace Roofing, they serve all of Central Florida, and they even have no interest financing available. Contact your trusted roofing advisor at eustaceroofing.com.
Folks, you're all chatter of the day. All you zonkies and zorses and zebras and zahugas, you're all chatters of the day. Thanks for hanging out with us today. More for you on deck tomorrow. Don't miss a thing. We're coming back in like 2 minutes. Still need a haircut, too. Lazy. Lazy. Don't make me pick somebody. We all get stickers. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Crazy Drug Cat Lady. Appreciate you. We're going to grill the zebra lady tomorrow. We'll have some chit-chat with her tomorrow.
Fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Of course, fun in the sun is one of the first things you think about when living in Florida, but there is a price to living in paradise, and it's called the Atlantic hurricane season. No worries, though, because new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen can help protect your home. Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim impact windows and doors are engineered to withstand high-velocity impacts, meaning these windows and doors provide enhanced protection against flying debris during storms, keeping your home safe and secure. Here's what Dawn has to say. 6 stars. We are so surprised at how beautiful our new picture windows and steel front door turned out to be. Renewal by Andersen's 30th anniversary sale is going on now. Buy one, get one, 30% off windows or patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Renewal by Andersen today for your free design consultation. It's simple. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone. That's pound 250. Say the keyword best windows and be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Rocket.com is the new home for all things home ownership. Whether you're buying your first home, finding your next one, or unlocking home equity to fund one of your dreams, there's only one destination that has everything you need to get started, all under one roof. Get started today at Rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
Join the show. Send your dispatch now at thenewsjunkie.com.
And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. And thank you for hanging out with us today. We appreciate that. As always, learn more about the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Last call for merch today.
Yeah, where's that song?
Get your merch. We got a brand new merch song, friends. Yeah.
It's here at last.
Hot merch.
Shirts are going fast.
Hot merch. Yeah, get yours. TheNewsJunkie.com. You'll see the merch section. Don't delay.
TheNewsJunkie.com today.
This is
There
the
you
party
go.
talk.
Go get yours now. Go to TheNewsJunkie.com. Get the merch while it lasts. They have T-shirts and tank tops, and you get a sticker and a magnet with each of your order.
And you buy 20 shirts and you get a zebra.
Yeah.
Zebras are us.
Would you, if you had enough property, get a zebra? Or would you?
If I had enough property and I had the handlers, and I would need every professional possible under my payroll.
Do you think it's okay if somebody has the knowledge? Because I think it's okay if somebody really, really, really knows what they're doing, but most of them probably don't.
But
right?
it's like I learned so much when we went to Central Florida Animal Reserve, and they are chock full of animals that were bought by people who had zero knowledge.
Yep.
And thank God for a place like that.
People just had some money and they go, really, I can buy a lion or a tiger? Oh, I'll take one.
She just compared her zebras to Bugattis. So I'm so curious where that is going.
If you don't ask for the cheapest car, I'm sure somebody does.
Yeah, a lot. Have you seen?
Every car lot has the cheapest
inflation
car.
these days?
If that zebra is still on the run tomorrow, we'll ring her back up and we'll try to get some more stories out of Zebra Lady because I'm sure she has some. Okay, we're going to have done all the good stuff, so let's get the hell out of here.
Stories
Here we
and
go.
dispatches.
Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned. Here we go. Today I Learned this guy. Usher. That is correct. Currently downloading his entire catalog.
That's
and
fun.
All of his friends' catalogs and it's like basically everybody you could think that might be adjacent to Usher downloading right now.
Yeah.
So there you go. That'll have to do it for today.
That was
Hey, thank you for. I don't even have I mean, I do, but I don't have enough time to tell you the tidbit. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast over at the